Today we're going to introduce you to one of the internet's most hated and unhinged mothers, Brianna Olson. Over the years, we've covered plenty of disturbing personalities on this channel, including TikTok moms who've mistreated their children in the pursuit of clout and attention. Brianna Olson is no exception. In fact, her behavior stands out for how shockingly irresponsible and self-centered it is, especially when it comes to her role as a parent. She first went viral after bringing her son onto a yacht filled with people drinking alcohol and reportedly filming adult content. The incident immediately sparked widespread outrage online, including from the child's father, and triggered a long, bitter custody battle that has since become the focal point of Bri's entire online presence. But the drama didn't end there. Brianna went on to violate her custody agreement by taking her son to Los Angeles without permission and withholding him from his father. This reckless move further fueled the conflict and made it clear to many that her priorities lie far from the well-being of her child. Many people on the internet now believe that Brianna is actively sabotaging her custody rights, intentionally or not, because she appears to prefer partying, drinking, and chasing male attention over fulfilling the responsibilities as a mother. And unfortunately, there's no shortage of content that supports this perception. Dubbed TikTok's most twisted mom, Brianna has developed a reputation not just for her erratic behavior, but for her obsessive need to make every detail of her personal life public. From messy breakups to legal drama surrounding her son's custody, she shares everything online. To her, every person and every event in her life seems like nothing more than content, a tool she uses to keep the negative attention coming. Today we'll be breaking down one of the most chaotic and exhausting internet dramas yet, the ongoing saga of Bri Olson and the many people she's clashed with along the way. Let's get into it. Bri Olson, or Brianna Olson, is a 26-year-old social media influencer who currently resides in Los Angeles. While she has more than 2.4 million followers on TikTok, her main source of income is OnlyFans and escorting. Her content on social media typically revolves around elaborate vacations, parties, and collaborations with other unhinged content creators. Brianna created her TikTok account when she was only 18 or 19 years old. For some reason, even her initial staged content has received millions of views, highlighting the fact that she's always received a tremendous amount of attention online, even before she started acting unhinged. These are some of the earliest videos she posted on TikTok, and they received millions of views. In one of her videos, Bri has also claimed that she had a sugar daddy when she first moved to LA. According to Bri, this man was from the fashion industry and went to prison after giving everything to her.
To LA, and like if you followed me for a while, like you know this story. When I first moved here, I had a sugar daddy who was really famous, he was in the fashion industry. So when I met him, that's like how I,
While this story sounded unbelievable, it became even more unnerving when people realized she was talking about none other than Pete Nygaard. If you don't know the guy, he's a Canadian fashion executive who went to prison for sexually abusing multiple women. Bri claims that this very man was her sugar daddy who supported her lavish lifestyle and even left her his entire estate so she didn't have to work. Many people on the internet did not buy her story for good reasons. Bri has a history of saying anything and everything to get negative attention and limelight. And the fact that she's always live streaming, doing OF, and posting unhinged content to get clout is proof that she actually needs social media fame to survive. To give you a glimpse into Bri's disturbing mindset, here's a clip where she openly admits to having an abortion simply because she didn't know who the father was. And if that wasn't unsettling enough, she later lied to her ex-partner, claiming she had a miscarriage instead.
But yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, it's already been leaked. Brand. Yeah, it's already been leaked. So like, yeah, we can talk about it. But yeah, he had basically, like him and his mom had basically came up with this story that like, I lied about a miscarriage because I wanted to like, I didn't want him to like break up with me or something like that. It was super weird. And then they had bullied me about it like for the longest time.
And what tattoo was I saw him talking about like a tattoo.
Oh yeah, so I have a tattoo. Actually, like I guess now that like the footage is leaked off my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So basically what I talked about in the video on my OnlyFans is that there was some information that he didn't know.
Mhm.
And I had told him, so his whole story up until like recently was like, oh, she lied about it. It never happened. I did lie about something. I didn't have a miscarriage. I had an abortion.
Okay.
And I didn't tell him.
Okay.
So the whole time he's thinking that I lied about having a miscarriage, it's because I never showed him any proof.
Okay.
But it's because I didn't want to tell him that it was actually like I just got an abortion. That was the whole thing. And the reason why
Did you think it was going to upset him?
No, the reason why I didn't tell him was because when I got pregnant, I had sex with him and another guy in the same night. So I wouldn't have known who it was. I'm sorry. It's not funny.
Seeing her laugh like this while narrating such a sad story is mind-numbing and pathetic. And this is not even the beginning of her unhinged attitude. Over the years, she's had relationships with multiple guys and cheated on them openly without any shame. This one time, she kissed her boyfriend's friend Santos live on camera.
It's you say on social media, right? The one I told you?
Yeah, that one you would get sued if you said that.
Yeah, I just didn't, yeah.
Christmas?
We should watch that.
Bro, look, this is the best Christmas present I could ever wake up with. Jenny, thank you for the galaxy. Look, like waking up to that Christmas present and this Christmas present.
Good Christmas.
And like, come on, man. You have to think about it. Like at my age, like as a guy.
Wait, have you
like,
been to Corpus?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, it's really close to San Antonio. It's like 2 hours.
I'll show you a few pictures of Corpus.
You're on the beach or no?
I had little grills at the time. I used to wear grills when I was younger.
Where's the
And so
Okay,
like
some of your stuff.
I got rated this year. Like one of my yeah. So
yeah, people already know.
people already know what.
Also, I'm in a court case right now, so I don't.
Ash, wait, is that the
yeah.
real Ash? Let me see. I can't tell. Yeah, that's the real Ash. All right, Ash, we're heading over there. Oh, I'm heading over there in a bit. I'm just waiting for my outfit to come. I know. I'm trying to take a nap too.
I'm so tired.
I'm like,
I'm
I'm gonna spend Christmas with Ash.
Yeah.
And when she was confronted, this was her unhinged response.
Or this reminds me of when you and Bree were together. Remember
Whoa.
that?
Bro, there's no, guys, they were not together.
We were just hanging out.
We were together, right?
Huh?
No, we were hanging out.
They were not together.
I was
would've
in
seen
Dallas
the
to
clip.
see my son.
Hey Ty, they are lying to you. There is literally clips of them kissing. Lol, don't be the delusional.
Never go to Dallas. I only was there to see my son. That's why I went.
If
And
they were
Santos
together,
was
I
already
would've
there
seen
because
the
he was hanging out with Ash. Remember?
Yeah, I was with Ash. Open that.
clip. Well,
This one.
yeah, hold on.
We've never kissed, Jack.
Baby, tell me,
What?
is there a clip of you kissing Santos? Is there a clip? What do you mean,
Like,
yes?
wait,
On
what?
accident. It was one
How
time.
do you accidentally kiss him?
Because I tripped.
I tripped too.
Be serious right now.
Yes, I showed you.
Yeah, no, don't touch my shit.
To be honest, their sneaky smiles tell the whole story. Later in her career, when she broke up with Itai and actually began dating Santos, she openly admitted that she was sneaking around with him even when she was in a relationship with Itai.
Babe, we live together. Why do you need my location?
Playing, dude.
Oh, okay. They want to know about all the times we've been together that we lied about. Should we tell them? So, well, you lied on Camila's podcast. You said that we had never been together.
Okay, come in this podcast.
Okay, we were together during the Ash Trevino stuff, obviously. Then he went on Camila's podcast and lied about it and said that we were never together. And he was battling my ex and saying that we were never together. And I was going along with it because I was like, okay, whatever. When's the first time we slept together in that house? Say it.
I think in the shower, no?
Yeah, I was in the shower. It was the day before we went on the Mammoth trip, snowboarding.
Why?
Okay, so we hooked up in the shower the day before we went on the snowboarding trip with Itai. And then we had that whole trip and everyone was like, y'all look like y'all like each other.
Oh.
All right.
Nah, but we were already feeling it. Why were we feeling each other already?
This pattern isn't new. Similar situations have played out in several of her past relationships. It's clear that Bree lacks any real sense of moral responsibility or loyalty. What's most disturbing is how unapologetic she is. She shows no remorse and certainly no shame. In 2022, when Bree began dating 2K, the father of her child, everybody on the internet was hopeful for this relationship. 2K, who is known on social media for uploading haircut videos, seemed like a genuine guy, and they both initially looked happy together.
It's like, they said they kiss is for me. They kiss is for me. See where they go. See where they go. Can't find me. See where they go.
Kicking big shit with my feet on them. I ain't even gotta touch the bitch cause her baby daddy beat on. For real, beat her ass, then he skied on.
But unfortunately, things took a sharp downturn when Bree became pregnant. What followed was a complete collapse of their relationship, and now the two act like mortal enemies online, dragging their innocent child into the middle of a toxic, very public feud. Nearly every day, there's a new twist in their custody battle, which both sides have shamelessly turned into content for their audiences. Apparently, Bree and 2K were no longer dating when Bree found out she was pregnant. She shared this news with her social media fans sometime around September 2023.
He hit the right gang, he just picked the wrong one.
While she looked quite happy and excited about this pregnancy, people were concerned about 2K's absence in her videos. The entire pregnancy, Bree kept sharing updates about her journey, and her content was solely focused on her pregnancy. On the other hand, 2K, who also had over 2.2 million followers on TikTok, did not even once mention Bree's pregnancy. All of this made people believe that he did not want to be part of this process, and the general perception of his attitude was not very good. Bree also confirmed through a TikTok video that 2K did not want anything to do with the baby because he wasn't sure if he was the father. While 2K was silent the entire 9 months of the pregnancy, Bree kept saying utterly horrible things about him. She accused him of physical violence, making up lies about her, and a bunch of other things.
One thing I like about me is that I'm nothing like you, and I never will be.
Still don't get why she's still talking about this. It's not that long ago that I was experiencing this domestic violence with my ex. Like, it's literally only been 6 months. The last time that it happened, I was pregnant, so really like 5 months ago. Yeah, so that's why I still bring it up. And I do think it's very much important that if there's somebody out there with a platform that has done this to somebody, like, yeah, you should definitely call them out, but you should call them out regardless, because they deserve nothing less but than to be called out and to be held accountable for what they've done. At the very least, me posting a TikTok, like, no, I don't feel bad about speaking on this, and I will speak on this for as long as I want to, honestly. But yeah, this is just to bring awareness. This isn't to make y'all hate somebody or cancel somebody or whatever you think this is for. I only speak on the domestic violence that I experienced with my ex because it is my platform. I like to share my story, and that is sadly a part of my story and my pregnancy. So yeah, that is why I still talk about this, I guess.
We can all agree that Bree's personality is not very believable due to her past actions. But this time it was different. People were actually believing her side of the story for numerous reasons. For instance, she appeared pretty sober, logical, and empathetic for the first time in her TikTok career. She was responsibly taking care of herself and the baby. And the fact that she was doing all of this alone, including the gender reveal, made people feel genuinely bad for her.
Hi, I'm your mom, and I think you will be a girl, but I hope you are a healthy baby. And today is October 25th, 2023. We are in Paris, France, and I'm about to find out what you are. I love you, and I can't wait to meet you. And whatever you are, I will love you forever. Je t'aime. Love you.
Then, seemingly out of nowhere, Bree announced that 2K wanted to be involved and planned to be there for the birth of their child. She posted a few videos after the delivery, showing both her and 2K looking happy, excited, and even somewhat united. They revealed they had named their baby boy Winter, and for a brief moment, things looked hopeful.
Okay, official.
What up, though? Pause it.
Okay, official update. I gave birth yesterday.
Billy Bob.
I gave birth yesterday. So
and he has a bunch of hair, beautiful black hair, so cute. Anything else? My water broke on him. I thought I peed on him. I told him that I peed on him, and it was actually my water that broke, so that's basically how it happened. What other updates are there?
He's healthy.
Yeah, he is healthy. He was born 7 pounds, so he's little.
He's
so
22
cute.
inches long and 2 centimeters.
No, we don't know yet. But yeah, everything's going good. We get discharged from postpartum recovery tomorrow, and we're basically just trying to agree on a middle name. So I think I like Dallas. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's really hard picking names. You like that one?
Huh?
Dallas?
Yeah.
So, give us some ideas. We don't know yet. Okay, bye.
But the calm didn't last long. Just days after being discharged from the hospital, tensions between the two reignited, faster and more public than anyone expected. And true to form, Bree couldn't resist airing it all online. She posted video after video, accusing 2K of abandoning her during one of the most vulnerable times in her life, turning what should have been private pain into yet another public spectacle.
You didn't keep it P? Okay, bet. Stand on that.
So my ex threw my newborn stroller away the first day we got back from the hospital, and then refused to replace it. So I had to go in the middle of the night to buy a brand new one. And then it didn't fit in my car. The box didn't fit, so I had to unbox all of it in the middle of the Target parking lot and put it in my car when I'm not supposed to be lifting anything over 10 pounds right now. So another inconvenience by him. So yeah, that's what happened. Also, I found out because when I took him for his very first doctor's appointment, which he did not show up for or even ask about, I opened my trunk so that I could put him in a stroller to take him to his appointment, and it wasn't there. So that is how I found out. That was very convenient. That was literally like the second day of me being postpartum. So yeah, what do you guys think? She's cute, she's new. But yeah, I'm in my MILF era now. I think it goes something like this. Her.
Out of all the videos Bree posted to openly criticize 2K, one got the internet's attention for all the wrong reasons. In this video, 2K was almost shouting at Bree and accusing her of sleeping with his best friend while she was already 5 months pregnant with his baby.
Yeah, I'm so glad I wasn't with you while you were pregnant for 9 months. Did you see how you acted?
I didn't act anyway. I did everything by myself.
I don't regret anything.
I know you don't.
Okay, cool.
Okay. How I acted for 9 months?
Yeah.
How did I act for 9
You didn't bash my mother on social media. You didn't get your best friend ate out while you were pregnant, 5 months pregnant.
You were literally
Girl, your fucking fake-ass, fairy tale-ass pregnancy. You couldn't afford to get your ass ate out by my best friend 5 months pregnant. Imagine what Widow will think about you when he hear about that shit.
And what were you doing while I was pregnant?
Bro, you're pregnant. You chose that route.
Yeah,
you
but
chose that route.
you
You don't
chose
get
not
to
to be
choose
there.
my life for me, bro.
And neither do you.
You don't get to choose my life for
So
me.
why are you bringing up I did during my
You don't get to choose
pregnancy?
my life for me,
So
bro.
why are you bringing up I did during my pregnancy? Why
Like,
does
you
it
don't
bother
get
you?
to because you're talking about you were there for 9 months. I'm glad I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there.
I know you.
I know you like you think I'm scared of what anybody has to say to me. Nobody right there pays my bills. Not a single person.
The comments under this video are hilarious. People were finding it shocking and unbelievable that she flew to Florida to sleep with the best friend of her baby's father while 5 months pregnant. People thought that 2K was absolutely on point here, even though his tone was harsh. At this point, 2K also decided to break the silence. He went on to a few podcasts and uploaded a couple of stories to clear his stance and tell people what was going on. 2K said in a podcast that he was not around Bree during the pregnancy because she had falsely accused him of domestic violence, and it was not safe for him to be around her during that time. He basically feared that she would accuse him of anything horrible if he were living with her.
I didn't show up until the pregnancy, about 1 week until my son was born.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wasn't around at all because of what she was saying on the internet.
So you guys were fighting even during her pregnancy?
Well, she was fighting with herself Like I would never respond because I was like, damn, she's about to have my son.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why in a little bit. I'll tell you why I started to respond.
Okay.
I was like, damn, she's about to have my son. I'm not about to argue with my son's mom on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping it's just she's just tripping. You know what I'm saying? But she stayed tripping. So yeah. She accused me of DV. She accused me of domestic.
During her pregnancy.
Yeah, during her pregnancy.
When you
she
guys
came
weren't
out.
physically near each other.
Exactly. So she didn't come out with DV allegations until I completely until she realized that I wasn't coming back. So then she decided to tell everybody that I was a.
He also said that he intentionally did not respond to Bree's allegations initially because he cared for his son's well-being. In a surprising turn of events, 2K filed for full custody of Winter just 3 days after Bree gave birth. While people found this move disturbing, 2K clarified that he did it just for the safety of his son.
Regardless of what anybody thinks about me serving her 3 days after she gave birth, it doesn't bother me. Because at the end of the day, I did what was best for my son. If I didn't serve her at the time that I did, my court date wouldn't be as soon as it is now. What's most important is putting my son in a safe environment. And then we can talk about postpartum, because I'm not here to dismiss that. But at the same time, are we talking about postpartum? Postpartum is a real thing. But me being a stand-up father is too. I felt like I was put in a position to do what I had to do as a dad. And again, I'm not dismissing postpartum, but I would just hope that people seek the help that they need in the best interest of their children.
The trial for this custody battle did not take place for a while. In the meantime, Winter kept visiting 2K as Bree still had his primary custody. It's important to point out that up until this point, Bree has appeared to be very caring and compassionate toward her son. The videos she posted showed her genuine concern regarding her son, but this attitude changed so quickly that people were literally amazed. Watch this video, for instance, where she's all excited about feeding.
So my milk supply finally came in. I literally had no idea what it was going to be like because nobody ever described it to me and how it happens, but it was definitely shocking. I wasn't expecting it to happen like that. The nurse that I had postpartum had me so discouraged because she told me that I would have trouble breastfeeding because of my breast augmentations. So I didn't even know that I could produce milk. And literally when my milk came in, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, they're heavy and they're huge. And then 2, I literally started crying as I was hand expressing. I was like, I can't even believe that I can do this. So, oh my God, I'm getting emotional. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I just think that's so amazing that we can do that. And yeah, my milk came in. So that's so sweet. That's my update. It came on the 4th day that I was after giving birth. So yeah, now I'm just waiting for my pumps to come in.
In this video, she looks completely opposite of the Bree we'll see later in the video. He or she appears genuinely concerned about the well-being of her son. But unfortunately, this attitude will change very quickly. In September 2024, the first court hearing was held, resulting in a decision for Brianna and 2K to share custody of their son, Winter. In an effort to make the arrangement more manageable, 2K announced that he would be moving back to Texas, where his mother lived. He shared the update with his online audience, expressing hope that co-parenting could work out between them moving forward. But unfortunately, things quickly took a turn for the worse. Instead of focusing on her responsibilities as a mother, many began to notice that Brianna was spending the majority of her time partying, meeting up with different men, and drinking heavily.
You just waiting on the traffic jam to finish, girl. The things that we could do in 20 minutes, girl. Say my name, wear it out, it's getting hot.
There are even some videos of her driving with her friends while drunk.
So I could be her baby man that overload the ratchets I can.
Wait.
Shit, my phone fell.
Chill out, bro.
I'm not even going first.
Oh.
Hey, put the seatbelt on. Let's go.
Yeah.
Put that seatbelt on. Fuck.
I don't trust on you. Bro, where's the fucking seatbelt? Holy shit. Alright, got it. Yeah. Let's go to the club!
What's even more unnerving is that she frequently missed her scheduled appointments with Winter, often rescheduling them just to take on more work or attend to her personal plans.
Okay, so the reason why I posted a video yesterday saying I picked up Winter and then you guys saw him later that night on live with his dad is because we're staying together, and that's why he was hanging out with his dad, and it looked like I didn't have him because we're in love and we're getting back together, so I need you guys to respect that, and we want our family back. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done around. I can't even take myself serious saying that. Okay, but actually the real reason is I had work unexpectedly yesterday. I did pick Winter up, and then a few hours later, I got booked for work, and instead of calling my nanny like I usually would when I have work, John was already in town, so I was like, hey, can I just drop him back off? And then he ended up just spending the night again because I didn't want to have Winter riding in a car back and forth all day and then late at night. So it was just more convenient that way.
In case you're wondering what she does for a living, she is an OnlyFans content creator and allegedly an escort. While her profile says that she is a fashion model, everyone knows that she is a worker who also produces adult content. If you compare this version of Brie with her pregnancy version, you can't help but wonder what went wrong with her. In our opinion, it all tracks back to the video she posted in July 2024.
I know I talk a lot of mess, but I just want to make this video to say how amazing co-parenting has been for me and that I wish it could have happened sooner. Guys, this is the first day that I've been baby-free and able to run errands. Like the Miami vacation. Like vacation was vacation, it was whatever, and it was fun, right? But this is the first day, actually, since I've given birth and since I've been pregnant, that I don't have the baby. Yo, I'm literally drinking champagne. The house is quiet. I'm in my brand new apartment. I'm cooking shrimp Alfredo. I'm gonna garden and go to the hot tub and get a full night's sleep. Like, this is so amazing. Like, yes, like I love my son so much, but God, I'm so glad that like I can be baby free sometimes. Y'all, for the first time, I ran an errand without having to get his stroller in and out at every store I stop at. I went to like 5 different stores. I just went in and out. It was awesome. I went to a car wash. I went to a doctor's appointment. Like, vacation. Being kid free is the real luxury. Like, that's the real luxury. Like, seriously. So, cheers to co-parenting.
A person commented under this video saying, "Does anyone else feel like she was doing so well at first and then realized how liberating it would be to just see Winter whenever she wants instead of having him full time and slowly started to lose more and more custody, maybe not completely conscious of what she was doing just to extend her break, and now it's gone too far and she doesn't even have custody at all?" This makes perfect sense. Brie started out so well, but soon she realized that she was missing out on her old life and slowly began falling back into the loop. Now she is so deep into this mess that she's started acting completely unhinged. What Brie did next was truly unthinkable. During a live stream, viewers watched in disbelief as she repeatedly called Winter's nanny, insisting that she bring the baby to a yacht where adults were openly drinking. It was blatantly clear that this was no place for a child, but Brie seemed determined to have Winter there, ignoring every obvious risk to his safety.
Just bring the baby on the yacht!
Holy shit. That's so fucked. It's the obvious solution. Is it not?
No! You wouldn't take your kid on a yacht?
Not there's like a bunch of drunk randos on the yacht. The fuck?
It's not randos, we're all fam!
Spring break, it's gonna get sick. You gotta leave it in like the incubator.
We're gonna get a nanny on the yacht, obviously.
A nanny on the yacht?
Bring the baby and the nanny. We're going at 5. Wait, why don't you just bring the nanny and the baby on the yacht?
I don't have a nanny.
Oh.
Lolcow would be viral if she came though.
Yeah, wait, why can't you bring your baby? I don't understand.
I can, but
call her out. She's always yelling at us.
Guys, should we have Toxic come with the baby?
Yes.
Yes, come, bring her. Bro, we're gonna be doing, we're all of age, we're all drinking, nothing, like it's fine. Nothing is like an unfit situation, don't worry.
Alright, I'll let you guys down a little bit.
Alright, we're gonna send you the address. Get her a floaty. Bro, she said she's gonna bring the kid on the yacht.
Yes.
You can even hear some of her friends shouting in the background, saying that there were a bunch of drunk weirdos on the yacht. But Brie carelessly dismissed their concerns, saying that they were all fam. This incident triggered a lot of people online, And in the upcoming days, literally everyone supported 2K's decision to file for full custody of Winter. Amidst all the drama that was happening online, 2K flew to LA with his mom to fight for his son's custody, and he actually won the case. With tears in her eyes, 2K's mom informed his audience that they'll be bringing Winter to Texas. As per the new arrangements, 2K was to fly Winter to LA to meet Brianna during his appointments.
Yo, what up, though? Everybody knows we've been in LA for a while. There go, there go my moms and my sister. You know what I'm saying? We've been in LA for 6 months. Been a lot of ups. Been a lot of downs. I stayed positive the whole time.
No cap.
I ain't think justice was gonna come around. Look at that.
You a rapper? Hey, poet?
Rapper, driver, slash, scammer, slash, your favorite. Yeah. Listen, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
Where are you going? To Texas?
I'm going to Texas! So look. I'm going to Dallas, Texas tomorrow with my son. My son is coming home. This is the greatest feeling in the world.
This is the best day. I'm proud of you.
I just am giving an update, and I just want to say thanks to all the supporters, all the dads, all the kids, all the mothers, everybody!
This arrangement also did not go very smoothly, as after a while, Winter started getting reoccurring ear infections due to constant flying between Texas and LA. Now, Brianna was to go to Texas to meet her son. However, by this point, it was quite evident that Brianna was not very interested in spending time with her son, as she continuously kept missing appointments due to bogus reasons.
I was on the way to the airport. Travis, tell them. Travis took me to the airport 2 hours ago, right? My flight's supposed to leave in like an hour. Bruh, I check in, it says 15-hour delay. 15-hour. We call, Jordan gets a...
What airline are you using? Spirit?
Yeah, bro, it was the last one left.
Spirit?
And they still charge me like $400 just to get there. I was like, bro, just book me any
Just
flight.
$400?
Just get me there. And so he books it. They, of course, because it's Spirit, they delay it. We get a full refund. He's rebooking me on a new one. I told John.
Why don't you fly to another, like Vegas, and Vegas to Dallas?
Bro, I'm trying to figure it out. He's figuring it out.
Go to Vegas.
So, yeah, I messaged John's attorney right now, and I said, look, this is out of my control. I can't meet at the time tomorrow. I'm gonna try my best to just get there sometime tomorrow. I'll update you as soon as I have an update.
And have you got a response yet?
No, because it's like 9.
Cheap ass airline. Delta's cheap? What the f***? Bro, like this is just so frustrating. Like, I wish I just lived in the same city as my son sometimes, so it just, none of this, I have to deal with none of this. Because this, and don't take this the wrong way, but this makes me not even want to, like, do any of this. It makes me, like, not even want to try, because it's, like, so much. You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous, dude. Excuse me.
She even once missed a court hearing for Winter's custody case because she overslept. Many people on the internet speculated that she was either drunk most of the time or intoxicated, but there's no actual evidence to prove this.
Yeah, I rehired my old one.
Wow.
It's not because I don't care. I'm just being honest. Like, I slept in, and I didn't think it was remote court. Like, I didn't think I needed to.
Time and time again, Bree has come up with flimsy excuses to miss appointments with her son. She repeatedly missed flights and seemed to go out of her way to avoid spending time with Winter, often choosing vacations or parties instead. In one particularly shocking instance, she told her online followers to inform 2K that she wouldn't be attending Winter's doctor's appointment, completely bypassing any direct communication with the child's father, as if announcing this news on TikTok Live was enough.
I have to text my ex that if he's on live, can y'all let him know? If he's on live, can y'all let him know? I don't know if he saw my text something up. I can't make it to our son's appointment in the morning, but I'll be there to pick up Winter in the afternoon.
During this time, Bree's fans also suggested she move to Texas so she could spend more time with her son. While it was a logical suggestion, Bree said during one of her live sessions that she would never think about moving to Texas because apparently she was in her prime. Her words clearly suggest that she prefers enjoying her time in LA over spending quality time with her son.
We should move to Texas.
You're like, nope.
I already told you how I felt about that. I said I would at some point. Just right now, it's like I'm in my prime of like living in LA and I'm young and I'm in my 20s and it's fun and it's Cali.
As this custody battle continued, Bree started acting even more unhinged. It's important to mention that at this point, Bree had only 25% custody of her son. She was only allowed to meet Winter in Texas and not take him out of state under any circumstances. But guess what? Without thinking about how her actions would impact her son's custody in the long run, she decided to violate the court agreement and take Winter to LA without even informing 2K. The poor guy posted multiple stories on Snapchat telling everyone he had no clue where his son was. According to Brianna, she took Winter to LA because she wanted to spend some time with her son in her own apartment. To be honest, this reason was not even 1% genuine. It almost appeared as if Bree was intentionally trying to permanently lose custody of her son. Some people also speculated that Bree took Winter to LA solely to produce content with him. First, she took him to a content house where a lot of illegal and inappropriate activities were happening. If she truly just wanted to spend time with her son, she would have stayed home in a safe environment rather than spending the night in a content house and streaming everything on Kick.
Anonymous tipped $1. Why the hell did you risk your parenting time?
Baby.
You don't even understand that you kidnapped your child because you're too dumb to understand the court order. You're listening to a bunch of deadbeats and bringing your kid in her house for flags.
Baby, why do you have that?
What?
Why do you have that?
Oh, sorry.
Anonymous tipped $1.
Who's that for?
Parent by yourself. Why not go and spend one-on-one time with him? Isn't it almost his bedtime?
Yes, I'm feeding him.
I know
the bath's not overflowing, is it, babe?
Right,
okay.
Won't admit it. Cass tipped $1. Bree, will you lose custody?
Babe, how do we know when those ones are done?
But it will hurt and you'll regret this your whole life.
Can you ask someone?
You can be sarcastic and laugh, but these are your downfall and your son is the collateral.
I know, but we haven't even got to those ones yet.
Your mother for what? Choose him.
No.
I just said $5 one.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, they're still going through the other ones.
Your village is a bunch of... Hope you all enjoy jail, bitches.
It's like non-stop going.
Bath time.
Turn it up.
Anonymous
I love you. No, not higher. He's gonna get overstimulated, you freaking retard.
Anonymous $1. Skid or not, you're still more shocked than Super Slope and Santos and Stella looking bread.
Bath time? Is there any way to pause the stream? Babe,
yeah.
Is there any way to pause the stream for his bath time, or like how should I do that?
I mean, I think you can put him in this. Can the...
No. How?
Turn it off. No, I just have it on me while they shower.
Okay, why don't you just... Oh, here.
No. Let me get the one.
Where's Bale? Get Bale.
It's like giving Stella the remote with no battery in it. Alright, chat. It is now time for us to be talking.
Especially guys, we're gonna do bath time. We're gonna maybe pass the stream to Dilf, Santos, and Stella. We're gonna try and get Bale in here.
Alright, now is it our turn to run it up?
When confronted, she denied that she used her son for content. But later, a clip surfaced where Bree and her friends were celebrating the fact that they broke the internet with their Kick stream.
Hey, but hold on.
I would never let my boy...
He hasn't even read the email. Read the email. You have no idea.
We have a new one.
Oh, yeah. What does that say, brother?
No, that's not the right one.
Which one is it?
Go down. Kicked him.
This one?
Kicked him.
Oh my god.
Whoa, what did it say? What did it say?
This one?
No, go back. Go back. Right here. Wild Child Bree, Kick.
Let's go!
We broke the internet. Look. Big partnership team.
Yeah, cake partnership.
So we got it.
After taking Winter to a content house, Bree decided they would visit Universal Studios. But guess what? As soon as Bree arrived at Universal Studios, cops caught up with her and took her into custody.
Hi, baby. Hi, the baby. Don't TTS right now. I swear to God.
Hi.
Hi.
Here's Brianna.
Why?
You're Brianna?
Yes.
We can talk to you. Come here. Brianna, please.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Okay,
Yo, the phone. Yo, she got things to do this weekend. Bro, but she got things to do this weekend.
I gotta get back up. Stand right there. Oh my God. Back up. Hey, bud, just back up. Stay right there.
baby. We get the baby.
While there is no doubt that Bree has completely lost touch with reality, the behavior of Itai, Santos, Vale, and Ashley is just as disturbing. Their careless, immature, and downright pathetic actions suggest that they're either all in this chaos together or simply incapable of showing basic human empathy. But when you consider their track records, it's hard to be surprised. Ashley, Vale, and Santos have each been labeled some of the worst parents on TikTok. Vale allegedly abandoned her baby on the doorstep of her ex and ran off. Santos has already lost custody of her daughter, and then there's Trevino, arguably the most irresponsible of them all, who, despite being a mother of 2 daughters, continues to act in ways that have earned her the title of TikTok's most reckless mom. Before her arrest at Universal Studios, Bree was contacted by 2K's legal team, who laid out the serious consequences of her actions. They warned her that if she refused to return Winter to his father, she could lose unsupervised visitation rights and be limited to supervised visits only. But Bree showed no concern at all. In fact, she laughed at the warning, making it clear she had no intention of taking the situation seriously.
I've seen content you shared on social media suggesting that you intend to pick Winter up and take him back to Los Angeles. Please be advised that is a violation of the court order. Should you fail to exercise the entirety of your visitation time in the state of Texas, we will be filing an ex parte motion for the immediate return of Winter for you to have professionally supervised visits only moving forward. Doesn't say that I'm going to jail, though. Just says they'll file something.
Since Bree refused to return Winter to 2K, the police eventually released her after some time. But the situation didn't end there. She was served again at a residence in LA, and this time the authorities weren't playing around. The message was clear. Either she returned Winter or she would be arrested. When officers arrived at her apartment, Bree flat out refused to cooperate. Instead of complying, she continued to use disrespectful language and behaved in some careless, dismissive attitude she had shown all along. But as soon as she realized that she could actually go to jail for this serious violation, she agreed to return Winter, but not very respectfully.
You should ask, you say, if you disagree, Bree, they can arrest you or you can lose your permanent custody.
Okay.
Got it. Okay, so you were saying to ask if we could just pack his stuff and say goodbye. How long?
I need a verbal confirmation.
Okay. So we need a verbal confirmation. Yeah. But we need a verbal confirmation that you guys are here to take her right now. Take him right now.
Due to the fact that I wasn't surrendered to LAPD Central, I was written.
Got it.
So.
But this says it was supposed to be done at noon. So this isn't stating that you guys have to come here and take him right now. I'm not trying to be difficult. I just want for legal.
After handing over Winter to the cops, Bree blatantly disrespected them, shouted at them, and kept provoking them. But remarkably, both the police and 2K handled this situation very well, and Winter was finally in safe hands.
Stay in the car, stay in the car, stay in the car, stay in the car, stay in the car.
Good boy.
I'll take it. Yeah. Come on.
Bye, Winter. I love you.
Come on. Come here. I got you. Come here. Oh, hi.
Here's his ointment. Weirdos.
You need anything from us?
Other weirdos.
You need this card?
Yeah. Can you go back up there now? You don't need it.
Do I have to?
Yeah, we love.
I just want to make sure they get the out of my neighborhood. Bye.
We let them stay away. So.
Bye. I think they have to do a U-turn up my hill, actually.
We're going to facilitate a reverse.
Okay.
It's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Go take care of your sex charges. Weirdo. You too. He has a lot of sex charges, guys. Watch out for.
After this incident, Bree posted a couple of videos joking about learning to actually kidnap next time.
Okay, I kidnapped my son. I'm sorry. It was a silly little moment.
They tried to take my dog. She said,
I didn't mean it. I won't do it again. I'm going to kidnapping classes. I'm going to pass them.
on how to kidnap properly. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
We'd like to remind you that this girl is about to permanently lose custody of her son, and she's behaving like she couldn't care less. As expected, Bree lost complete custody of her son after this erratic show of behavior and was only allowed supervised visits in Texas. To solve the matters, both Bree and 2K set for mediation after some time. But unfortunately, they did not come to any settlement, and the custody arrangements did not change. Surprisingly, Bree was upset at this as she actually wanted to be around her son. She posted a video in which she said that she was upset at the fact that 2K was happy that they did not come to any agreement.
I think that he was, why is he trying to play the inner like, oh, I got really good news today, just to like get everybody hyped up as if I got bad news? What? You're happy that we didn't settle? You're happy that we didn't settle at mediation? You're happy that you couldn't come to a truce, an agreement with your...
After everything Bree did, what exactly did she expect? She forced 2K to fly out to LA and endure a lengthy legal process just to retrieve his son. Given the circumstances, he has every right to be upset and every reason to seek full custody. Brianna's actions made it painfully clear who was actually prioritizing the child's well-being. After completely losing custody of her son, Brianna has now started acting even more unhinged. She's recently broken up with her boyfriend Itai and begun dating Santos. There's also a clip of Itai dumping Brianna live on camera because she was apparently flirting with some guys online. Ever since losing custody of Winter, Bree's life has been nothing short of a constant stream of drama. Most recently, she had a nasty falling out with her ex-manager Jordan over money issues. During the argument, he didn't hold back and revealed quite a bit about Bree. Ironically, this is the same guy who was once trying to negotiate with the police during the Winter custody situation. Yet now he too is publicly clashing with her.
We can talk about it in the room. My dog has been in there all day. I don't. No, I'm not, babe. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
This isn't your conversation.
I know, but no, you don't want to stay out. This is your conversation.
You're mad that I called him short. You make me tell me to get my little extenders.
Unprofessional already, you get me involved.
Yeah, you're being unprofessional.
What's unprofessional is you being involved. This isn't your conversation. This is our conversation.
This is our conversation. It involves us.
Why does it involve him?
It absolutely
What our
does.
issue has nothing to do with him. What has nothing to do with him? Keep your relationship and Jordan, just stop.
You too.
What do you mean?
Our relationship as a friend and business.
Jordan isn't the only one Bree is currently feuding with. She's also locked in a messy back and forth with her former best friend Valet over incredibly petty issues. The two have been airing their grievances online, throwing constant jabs and making harsh claims about each other. The drama seems endless, with no sign of either side backing down.
Posed to be your friend, and you're hurting her in the process.
I'm hurting her? Am I buying my ex an apartment? Am I ex on the low? I'm not hurting anybody. What the Ain't no way. I'd rather be hurt with the truth than be lied to. Get the out of here. And if that's not the type of friend you are, then I don't want you as a...
She even went on to claim that Bree once tried to sell her to her sugar daddy and left her with him while she was extremely drunk.
I'm so jealous of a girl who tried to sell me to her sugar daddy and left me with him at a hotel and went somewhere else while I was drunk and left me with him, and then woke up the next morning. He was like, "Oh, she told me that you would get with me, this and that." You tried to sell me to your sugar daddy. You think I'm gonna with you? No. You. I worked with.
Amidst all this, the drama between 2K and Brianna has still not died down. The custody battle is still going strong, and it seems like Bree has now started to realize the severity of her past actions. Winter had his first birthday recently, and it was very sad that Bree could not be there for the event. In fact, she planned his birthday at Chuck E. Cheese, but dropped the idea when she found out that she would have to pay for a court-ordered supervisor if she wanted to take him anywhere.
Say like my family and friends were in Dallas, and I had his birthday party at like Chuck E. Cheese. I would have to hire a monitor to be there, but he didn't want to let me do that either. And he doesn't want to let me take pictures or videos of Winter on his birthday, so.
While you can't help feeling sad for Bree at this point, it's important to realize that Bree's own actions have led to these circumstances. She also told her live audience that she met Winter only for a few hours after his birthday, and 2K did not even allow her to take pictures. However, 2K completely denied this and told his viewers that Bree had taken pictures with Winter.
He was tired, like rubbing his eyes, so literally for my 2-hour visit, he just napped on me the whole time. Like, he napped like right here, just laid on me, and I was just like this on the couch, and he just laid on me, and then I was just, you know, holding him the whole time, rocking him. I updated John. I just left. I'm going to shopping for Winter's birthday gifts that I'm going to bring to the visitation center tomorrow. I updated John. I just told him that, like, Winter slept for 2 hours. So yeah, I feel like I just caught.
There was also a clip circulating of Bree getting visibly emotional over missing Winter's major milestones. His first words, his first steps, the little everyday moments that make up early childhood. But as heartbreaking as that reaction may seem on the surface, it only highlights a deeper truth. If Bree truly feels remorse for losing custody, then it's time she faces the consequences of her actions head on. Accountability isn't just about feeling bad, it's about changing behavior. At this point, words and tears mean little without genuine effort to improve. While some may see 2K's decision as harsh, the reality is that he's doing what any responsible parent would do, protecting his child from chaos and instability. He's stepped up where Bree fell short, and it's hard to place any blame on the parent who's actively trying to ensure his son's safety and well-being.
He eats mac and cheese. I'm gonna get him some yogurt things. I took them out, but I actually want them in there. He's old enough for lots of food. He eats spaghetti? My baby eats spaghetti and I don't even know? I did ask his dad what he eats. He didn't tell me. So much stuff. Literally, Itai's gonna be like, what the f***? Why is it so expensive? Okay, let me make sure I got all this stuff. Okay. I got him diapers, wipes, or actually, no, I have wipes. I'm gonna go grab them from home. Diapers, 2 cans of formula, infant Motrin, the little puffy snacks, baby food, baby spoons, because the dog ate them, some purees, some eggs. I got 2 avocados. Couldn't find a thermometer. I have baby soap. Hold on. Fruit, but I got him purees. It's all the same. Oh yeah, like oatmeal. I'm just gonna look up baby on Target. Itai did order Winter something that came in. I don't know where it's at though.
That's it for today's video. We tried to cover every detail of Bree Olson's chaotic and controversial journey. However, if there's anything we missed, feel free to let us know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future deep dives.
Babe, I'm still bleeding. You know if that's normal?
So what you've been through?
Like, control it sometimes, and it's like I still have to be a mom. Like, it doesn't stop. Like, I can't, and I don't want her to see me, you know.
Nika Diwa is an influential mom who has simply just refused to stop using her family and personal mishaps for content.
Please don't say my name. Please don't say my name. Darla.
Already notorious for exploiting her kids and oversharing every detail of her life, she simply refuses to stop.
I remember.
She's the mom who filmed her toddler's diaper change while preaching about private parts, only to delete it after viewers called it exploitative.
This area right here, this is your private part. So only Mama's allowed to change it.
My uncle do it?
No uncles change diaper.
Can my dad do it?
Your dad can do it. Yeah.
Can my mom do it?
I can, yes. No boys are allowed except daddy. If someone changes your diaper, say,
You have to ask.
oh, I have to ask.
Yeah. It's my body.
Okay, may I change your diaper, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
She's staged fake cheating scandals and divorce jokes with her husband, Amika, all for clicks.
Guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think I'm gonna need to divorce my husband. His lack of awareness has just gotten too overwhelming, and I just don't think I can do this anymore. He's had some complications, so we were at the hospital, and the doctors could not figure out his blood type.
She's leaned hard into her biracial kids' identities, turning their blackness into a prop for validation, and flipped her parenting rules like when she dragged her kids to an orphanage to teach them gratitude, then was preaching body cues the next day. From faking panic attacks to sharing intimate details about her marriage, Nika's content thrives on melodrama, often at the expense of her family's dignity and her kids' well-being.
I can't wait to go on vacation. All right. And you're gonna pour it. You're gonna... So fun!
Every moment, every tantrum, every milestone, every raw, messy struggle is filmed and uploaded for clicks, even after she's been called out by the internet fans who have had enough, with comments from social media users like, Nika Diwa, you will not see heaven, and I hope your children are kept safe and away from you. I have a strong hatred towards Nika Diwa on TikTok. Sometimes I think Nika Diwa does too much. It's not just on Twitter. Reddit threads, TikTok comments, and YouTube exposés have torn into her for years now, calling her out for exploiting her daughters, prioritizing views over privacy, and staging her life for clout. Yet Nika hasn't backed down till date. If anything, she's leaned deeper into her toxic habits, finding new ways to spark outrage.
When you're just giving birth, forget pads. It's not going to stand a chance. Okay, these are all the things that I stole when I left the hospital. This ain't gonna do it. You're gonna need one of these. Popsicle for your punani. Stick it in there. 2 or 3 in there. Can't believe I'm doing this on the internet. Like, do you have no shame? Spray some on there. Do you see? This is not enough. I mean, this is like a garbage truck. So no, we're not doing that. Instead, you're going to get these. It is tight. It will keep everything in. It's not a garbage truck. It's a Bugatti.
From emotionally burdening her young daughters to copying other creators' content, dodging questions about her husband's shady past, and even promoting cosmetic procedures to her impressionable audience, Nika's refusal to change has pushed her critics to the brink. So much so that some Reddit users have threatened to call the CPS on her, citing the vulnerable state of her daughters. With all of these going on, the house stops feeling like a home and starts feeling like a never-ending set.
Don't wanna talk about the things we've been through, though it's hurting me.
With over 3 million followers on TikTok and about 7 million across all platforms, she's built an empire by turning her family into a relatable content factory. But as we've seen before, her version of relatable is anything but. Her story proves some influencers will literally do anything to stay relevant, no matter the cost. For those who may not remember, Nika's content wasn't always like this. For most of her early career as an influencer, she was genuinely loved and admired by her audience. She started out as a style and fashion blogger, sharing tips and inspiration that resonated with thousands. In those early days, she even hosted and organized fashion events that encouraged young women to embrace their bodies, no matter their size, shape, or color.
Fashion blogger and New York-based fashion stylist Nika Diwa shared styling tips along encouraging women of all ages to love their bodies regardless of size, shape, and color at Karen's Kitchen Cafe in Capitolio, Pasig City. The intimate event was attended by select fashion bloggers and enjoyed an afternoon tea party prepared by Chef Karen Young, owner of Karen's Kitchen.
Then she met her husband, Amika, and they got married and had kids. It was during this period that she started vlogging more about her experience with childbirth and pregnancy. And due to her relatable and authentic vibe, she quickly gained a lot of followers.
7, 8, 9, 10. Amazing. That was so good. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. So what are y'all doing tonight?
I'm not sure if it's mine. It's a little white.
No, I didn't even know if I could have another baby. God, but you. But you did, God. We just seal this day with so much celebration and gratitude. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, guys. Look at you. I never know how to. I know. Check the third.
Since that period, she has kept up with the constant publicity of her family life, the birth of their second child, and how she's been raising the both of them. But more recently, she's been called out constantly for putting her kids in front of the camera, turning their every move into content. The latest wave of criticism she's faced takes these things to a whole new level. It's not just about filming private moments anymore. It's also about the emotional burden she's piling onto her young daughters, forcing them to carry the weight of her insecurities. One of her most disturbing patterns of action is her parentification of her first daughter.
Mommy's not crying anymore. Mommy was sad, but I'm okay now. See, Daddy, give Mommy a hug. See? See, we're okay. You want to give us a hug?
Daddy wants to.
See? It's okay. It's okay if Mommy and Daddy argue sometimes, because sometimes Mommy cries, but sometimes Mommy's sad, sometimes Zizi cries, sometimes Daddy cries, but it's okay. People cry sometimes. When we cry, what can we do? Count to 10, or we can talk and use our words. We're okay now. We're done crying. For now.
Parentification is what happens when a child is pushed into an adult role and is made to handle emotional or practical responsibilities that should fall on the parent. And Nika's fans, especially on Reddit, have been sounding the alarm. In early 2025, viewers noticed a recurring theme in her videos. Her eldest daughter, barely school-aged, is often shown comforting Nika during her so-called meltdowns. One clip that sparked outrage showed her daughter holding her hand, trying to pull her out of bed saying, "It's okay, Mommy," while Nika laid there saying that she was depressed.
Why are you in bed at a time? It's not nighttime.
Oh, honey, because Mama is just feeling tired. Sometimes she feels sick. And
It's not nighttime.
yeah, you're right. It's not nighttime.
You need to get that.
I need to.
Because we need more cereal.
Okay, and we need to wipe your nose.
No.
The camera, of course, was perfectly positioned to capture everything during this interaction. The caption for that video read, "One of my greatest fears is her realizing I struggle with mental illness. How do I explain this to a toddler?" But the viewers didn't buy it. They pointed out that a child that young shouldn't be tasked with soothing her mother's emotions, stating that it was just unnatural and could prove to be harmful in the long run. A Reddit user put it bluntly, "Nika's turning her kid into a therapist, and she's filming it for clout. It's disgusting." Another TikTok user questioned why most of her recent content was centered all around her kids, their lives, and actions. This still wasn't a one-off event. There are multiple videos from her page over the past few months that show her daughter stepping in to manage Nika's moods, whether it's offering hugs during a bad day or apologizing for making Mommy sad.
Are you ready to apologize to Mommy, or do you need more time? All right. No, what? No, you got to do it without whining. Look at me. If you're ready to apologize, you can come to Mom and say, "I'm sorry."
Why are you sorry?
Many argue this creates a dynamic where the child feels responsible for her mother's emotional stability, robbing her of a carefree childhood. Also, trained psychologists have long warned parents that parentification can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, and even depression in kids, as they're forced to prioritize their parents' needs over their own. But for Nika, it's just another storyline to keep her audience hooked. And it gets worse. This pattern ties into another major criticism, which is Nika's narcissistic tendencies. Online discussions have labeled her behavior as textbook narcissism. She seems to thrive on being the center of attention, even when it means overshadowing her kids. In one video, she interrupts her daughter's story time to talk about her own struggles, redirecting the focus to herself. Another clip shows her praising her husband for putting her above the kids, reinforcing a dynamic where she's the star of the family show. A Reddit commenter summed it up. Nika's not parenting, she's performing. Her kids are just props in her quest for validation. What's chilling is how Nika frames these moments as empowering. She'll post captions about teaching resilience or showing real motherhood, but viewers can see through it.
Like with my first pregnancy, it was so hard, and sometimes I feel like with this one, like I'm actually happy.
You deserve to be happy.
And I feel like because I'm happy, like I'm being selfish.
No, that's a lie. That's not fair. That's not true or fair to me.
Like I feel like
even Zuri don't like that either. She's like, that's a lie on me.
Like I'm just not used to like having space for myself, and I feel like I'm almost like a martyr. Like it's good to like suffer for yourself. Like it's so, I can't believe I'm even saying this because I would never tell a mom. I'd be like, that's a lie.
Every family has sacrifices, and the sacrifice is different for every family. You probably would desire to breastfeed, but you're making a better sacrifice to not, so that you can show up better for your family. That's a sacrifice to be proud of, not shamed for. So that baby can flourish, mommy can flourish, daddy can flourish, everybody can flourish.
The perfectly angled shots, the dramatic music, the rehearsed tears, everything about it just feels staged to tug at the heartstrings of her audience and drive up engagement. And her daughters are caught in the crossfire, forced to play along in a narrative that's more about Nika's ego than their well-being. But the emotional manipulation doesn't stop with her kids. Nika's also been called out for leaning into a pick-me persona, fishing for sympathy from her audience. In one of her videos, she shared a tearful monologue about feeling unseen as a mom, only to pivot a sponsored post for a brand minutes later, talking about the best home dates idea.
Nest of flowers, I sit for hours, telling all the bluebirds, the billy coo birds, pretty little baby, I'm so in love with you. Now it's just a nest of flowers.
This didn't just happen one time either. In another video, she's filmed by her husband, who found her feeling overwhelmed and depressed as he walked into their closet. There he finds her crying and carries her out to the bedroom. Next thing, there's an ad for a mental health regulation app.
Baby, are you? Oh. Baby, I'm so sorry. Are you able to follow me into this? Or should you do this with me? All right. Step one, we're gonna do something fun to kind of alleviate some of the stress. We're gonna do some coloring together. We're gonna color a gingerbread house, okay? Number two, my love, I'm gonna give you something beautiful to look forward to so we can kind of change the feeling like the whole world is coming in on you, right? And for number three, right, we're gonna plug into the Bezzy app because of our need for community. We're gonna take advantage of all the resources that'll help make you feel a little better, all right? One step at a time, baby, all right?
The whiplash left viewers stunned. One commenter wrote, "She's crying for attention one second, then selling products to us the next. It's all an act." Others call her out for the ingenuity in the video, how it's all staged to look like it's a real-life occurrence. Him finding her in the closet while he was already recording, the fake tears, and the ad plug-in before the end of the video. Just another staged drama for money. But that didn't derail her from seeking sympathy from her fans, even going as far as making a video about her mental health struggles and her having anxiety attacks.
You are not stupid. You are actually quite smart. You do your
Now, these are real-life problems that people struggle with, and making mockery of people with anxiety problems would be really insensitive. And because it's not certain if Nika truly has anxiety issues and panic attacks, we don't know for sure that she's faking it. But viewers still gave their 2 cents on the matter, with one user questioning how she could be having an anxiety attack and start pulling out her phone to record for TikTok. Another user was less critical of her and showed more appreciation for her authenticity and genuine nature, but more fans were on the critical side. Another fan who has experienced anxiety attacks also called out her action to record the whole experience as unusual, and another user trolled her by saying that's an AI-generated panic attack. This performative vulnerability, paired with her habit of centering herself in every family moment, paints a picture of a mom and influencer who's less interested in authenticity and more obsessed with staying relevant. The main worry for our audience is how all this could affect her kids long term. And this has also prompted a number of them to try and take action by getting the Child Protective Services involved. Back in Nika's dedicated subreddit, members of the community had a discussion considering the path of getting the authorities involved in her case, as there's been increased public concern about what the kids and how they've lived most of their life, if not all, on camera. With one user adding that there are grounds to get social services involved in the issue. Whether or not CPS was called is unknown, but she still isn't slowing down. One other way that Nika D is keeping the controversy alive has been by borrowing a little too heavily from other creators. Over the past few months, fans on Reddit and TikTok have been coming up with accusations that Nika's content is less relatable mom and more recycled viral hit, passing off their ideas as her own to keep her clout-chasing machine running. Users have spotted her mimicking popular trends like the hashtag I've been there mama trend and other skits word for word, and even camera angles from other creators, often without credit. A video she posted earlier this year raised a few eyebrows when she recreated a popular mom burnout skit, originally posted by another creator, focusing on her personal struggles as a mom.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am.
But Nika quickly co-opted it and made her own version of the said video.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. And
While many people understand that as content creators it can be hard to be original all the time, the move just didn't feel right, especially as she didn't even bother to acknowledge the original creator. It was unoriginal, and it also seemed like it was co-opting someone else's narrative for clout. Reddit users tore into her, with one saying, Nika's not creating content, she's just riding other people's waves and slapping her kids' faces on it for views. The lack of authenticity stings, especially when her daughters are front and center, acting out scripts that weren't even her idea. What's worse is how this ties back to her exploitation of her kids. By recycling trends, Nika's not just borrowing ideas or stealing ideas, but she's forcing her children to perform in these staged scenarios, often for hours to nail the perfect take. Viewers have noticed their daughters looking tired or disengaged in some clips, raising questions about the toll of being props in their mom's trend-chasing machine.
no. I'm not taking a picture. I'm not taking a picture with that. I'm not taking a picture of that. No, don't take a picture of the duck. It's not wrong with you. It's not the
One Reddit post from April 2025 put it clearly. Her kids are being dragged through these knockoff videos just so Nika can stay relevant. It's not creative, it's desperate at best. This obsession with piggybacking on others' success shows Nika's less interested in telling her own story and more focused on gaming the algorithm, no matter the cost to her family. But if you thought copying content was the only thing keeping Nika in the hot seat, buckle up, because we're now digging into something even shadier, something relating to her husband Amika's past and the question she's been dodging about it. For years, Nika's portrayed her marriage as a wholesome and sometimes dramatic love story. But whispers about Amika's history have been growing louder, and in 2025 they've exploded into a full-blown controversy. Reddit threads and even comments on TikTok have zeroed in on Amika's 2008 arrest for child abandonment, a detail that's been circulating online but is rarely, if ever, addressed by Nika herself. Under the comments in one of her videos, a fan asked her to talk about her husband's child neglect charges. Court records that have been dug up by curious sleuths show Amika was charged after allegedly leaving a child from a previous relationship without support. The police report states that there were calls from neighbors concerning the very loud music that was coming for his apartment, and when they went to go check it out, nobody answered the door. So they had to breach it. After forcing their way into the house, they realized that there was a child asleep in the house all alone with no one around supervising or anything like that. The officers then, in their rights, assumed that the child was abandoned and decided to take the young boy with them to the police station. Shortly after, Amika returned to the house and realized that his house was broken into and that his son was missing. He immediately called the police to report what had just happened, only to be told by them that they had his son in their custody. Their report further claims that Amika showed up to the station irate and under the influence of alcohol, suggesting that he must have been out the whole time. But eventually the whole stuff was cleared up and Amika was allowed to go home with his son. After a court hearing, he was also cleared and discharged of any criminal record of child abandonment or child neglect. By the time this news was broken in a subreddit dedicated to Nika Diwa, the members of the sub were immediately tearing into Amika for his alleged actions, according to the police report. But he did not just sit it out and let people lie on him and accuse him of a crime that never even happened. Under the account name @Next77, he decided to interact with these fans and tell his own story. In his version of the story, he never left the house. Instead, he was at the roof deck of their apartment building in Vernon Street, Boston, where he was smoking and making some phone calls when the police unlawfully broke into his house without a warrant or any other kind of permission. Amika admitted that he was actually playing music, but instead that it was not loud. He then went on to add that he was a victim of racism from his neighbors and the officers, who only acted in that manner because he's a black man. He also added that while at the police station, he was just declared intoxicated without any proof because he verbally destroyed them, and they were trying to play him as another angry black man. The case inspired a number of questions from members of the subreddit, like this user who asked if he played loud music because he wanted to distract the child from realizing that he was alone. Others taunted her, saying, imagine marrying a man like Amika and then celebrating him on social media like he's something special. Although this was before his public explanation, this story also brought to light the fact that Amika also has a grown son from a previous relationship, a fact that Nika again barely mentions in her content. Fans argue this omission is deliberate, painting an incomplete picture of their family to maintain their perfect couple brand. One Reddit user summed it up. She's out here filming every detail of her kids' lives, but Amika's past? Crickets. What's even crazier is how Nika handles questions about this. In a rare Q&A video referenced in the subreddit, when a fan asked about Amika's background, she brushed it off with a vague response, saying that they're only focusing on their family now. The non-answer didn't sit well, especially since she's so quick to air other personal details for content. Commenters called it hypocritical, with one writing, she'll share her kids' most vulnerable moments but won't touch her husband's past? That's a red flag. The secrecy feels like a calculated move to protect her brand. And it doesn't just raise questions about Amika, it also casts a shadow over Nika's entire narrative. Her content thrives on the image of a tight-knit family. But the unanswered questions about her husband's history make viewers wonder what else she's hiding. And when you pair that with her habit of staging arguments and joking about divorce, it paints a picture of a relationship that's less stable than she wants us to believe. One thing's clear to everyone, though. Nika's selective storytelling is starting to unravel, and no one is letting her off the hook. However, Nika and Amika eventually got ahead of this by sharing another wholesome family moment with the son that was said to be abandoned and neglected. But even this move raised questions due to the caption used in the video, where the son was referenced to as a bonus son. A fan asked what that meant, but was quickly clarified. From stealing content to dodging questions about her husband's past, Nika's controversies in 2025 just keep piling up, and she shows no sign of slowing down. She's now pushing questionable beauty standards and putting parenting on the back burner, all with the camera pointed at her every move. Lately, she's been promoting cosmetic procedures to her young audience and leaning on daycare to clear her schedule for more filming while the internet watches. In a series of videos from May 2025, she partnered with a cosmetic company to talk about her postpartum body, specifically her flabby stomach, as she called it.
Oh, you think 'cause she ain't stepped out in a while, 'cause she been handling things around the house, handling the kids, that she ain't still pressure? Oh, yeah? Hey, I just thought I'd let you know your baby mama still got it. Let her know that she pressure, bro, you know she still got it. Stretch marks don't matter, that's what come with the kids. And I like the way she...
The kicker? She didn't just share her insecurities as she normally does. This time she discussed them in front of her husband and toddler, framing her body as something that needed fixing after childbirth.
I used to be really self-conscious about this area right here after having a baby. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna wear the bikini because I'm not. Anyway, H&M has the best bikinis this summer. Oh my God, I didn't even realize that you were there. Such a pretty color green. It keeps everything tight. It's giving White Lotus. Have you seen Baywatch? I like the cut is cutting. I mean, honestly, she feels expensive. I'm talking about me.
One clip showed her telling her daughter, "Mommy's tummy isn't like it used to be," before going into a glowing review of a body sculpting procedure. The sponsored post was subtle, tucked into her relatable mom narrative, but viewers weren't fooled. A commenter pointed out that the message was not great for a child. This wasn't a one-off. Nika leaned hard into her appearance, often boasting about looking like a 20-year-old despite being in her mid-30s. Then she gushed about how cosmetic treatments help her stay youthful for her kids, implying that her natural postpartum body wasn't good enough. Many argue this sends a toxic message to her young daughters and her audience, many of whom are impressionable teens or new moms. A Reddit thread from June 2025 called it out with a comment saying, "Nika is pushing this idea that you need to look perfect to be a good mom. It's not empowering, it's predatory, especially with kids watching." The concern isn't just about body image. It's about Nika using her platform to profit off of insecurities while involving her children in the narrative, dragging them into yet another problematic storyline. What's even more troubling is how this ties into her broader pattern of prioritizing content over parenting. By framing her body as a problem in front of her daughter, she's not just promoting a procedure, she's also unknowingly planting seeds of self-doubt in a child too young to process it. And all that for what? A paycheck and a few thousand likes. But if you thought that was the end of Nika's controversies, hold on, because her approach to parenting duties has sparked another firestorm. Over the past few months, critics have zeroed in on her reliance on daycare, questioning why a full-time influencer with no traditional 9-to-5 job needs to send her kids away so often. Her defense was that the influencer job was a full-time job, and she worked 24 hours a day.
Hey you guys, so I'm back and posting again. So something that people don't realize about full-time content creators is that you quit your 9-to-5 job to work 24/7. And
the disconnect was glaring. Reddit users pounced, with one writing, "She's not working a regular job, so why are her kids in daycare all the time? Oh right, so she can film TikToks without them interrupting her brand." The daycare controversy isn't just about logistics. It's a glimpse into where Nika's real priorities lie. Viewers have started to notice a pattern. She paints herself as a hands-on, relatable mom, but her videos tell a different story. more and more it looks like she's outsourcing the realities of parenting so she can pour her time and energy into staying relevant online. What's got the internet even more heated is the speculation about what's happening off camera. Some Reddit threads from December 2024 and January 2025 have hinted at daycare workers noticing Nika's kids acting withdrawn or overly aware of being filmed, though no concrete evidence has surfaced. So where does this leave us? Each controversy has built on the last, painting a picture of a mom influencer so consumed by fame that she's lost sight of what matters, which should be her kids' well-being, her family's privacy, and her own authenticity. The internet's been loud about it, yet Nika keeps going, churning out content like nothing's wrong. She keeps digging deeper, chasing the next viral hit no matter the cost. But one thing's for sure, the internet's watching and they're not letting her slide.
I'm telling you.
Kira Silverstone became a mother when she was just a teenager. Who was the father, though? Well, her best friend's ex-boyfriend. Was it after the breakup? Nope. The man cheated. She broke the very girl code she once said no one should ever break. Was it private? Not at all. Was this the only time she made people uncomfortable and disgusted? Absolutely not. But does she ever care? Well, never. Kira Silverstone, once the shining face of the popular family vlogging channel OK Baby, made a name for herself documenting everyday life with her lover, Oscar Morales, and their growing bunch of children. She had gained more than 1 million subscribers through this.
Happy birthday, dear Leia. Happy birthday to you.
So yeah, basically the entire internet watched this chaos unfold. What could have driven her to do this? Desperation? Betrayal? Or was this the plan all along? Before OK Baby, before YouTube fame, before the world watched the ultimate downfall, there was a tangled mess of teenage drama. And it all started with her best friend, her childhood best friend since the 8th grade.
I met in kind of a weird way. I had a thing with one of her friends, actually, as a matter of fact.
We just were like always there to talk to each other. It was nice to be able to talk to him about things or like for help or advice because he was always around.
Both of them were dating when they were in high school. Her best friend was dating a guy named Oscar Morales, yes, the father of Kira's children, while Kira was dating another guy whose name she never dared to reveal to this day.
Here for advice, and she started kind of flirting.
Kira and Oscar weren't strangers. They'd known each other through her friend. Oscar was always at her friend's house, always hanging around. And Kira, she liked the attention. At first, it was just harmless conversations, friendly advice, late-night texts. But when those texts started to feel different, Kira began flirting. Oscar ignored it at first. He used to text her for advice. Like what? What advice do we really get through late-night texts from a girl who's not even your girlfriend? Then came the night everything exploded. Kira and her boyfriend got into a heated fight at the park. Things were said, feelings were hurt. But Kira didn't sulk, she didn't cry. That's where you'd think she was a strong, independent woman. That's the facade she'd show her viewers this whole time. Viewers saw a sweet, smiling young mother raising her babies with love and grace. A friendly person with a warm heart which has space for everyone. Everyone. Yeah, even your boyfriend. Did you know what she did right after she fought with her boyfriend? Well, you might have guessed it already. She texted Oscar and asked him flat out, "Why are you even with B?" aka her best friend. She trashed her best friend in that text, called her names, said she was a brat, and then dropped the bombshell.
Letter B, we all went to the park together, and Kira got into like a little cat fight with letter B. I think Kira was pretty upset that night, and then that night she texted me like, "Why'd you have to go out with letter B?" And I was kind of like, what do you mean? Like, what the hell, where did that come from? She's such a brat, this and that.
Okay, first of all, I didn't say brat, I don't say brat, but along the lines of that, like I was mad at her, so I was saying like, why'd you have to go out with her? Also, I meant it as in, why'd you have to go out with her because I have feelings for you?
Yes, she didn't care about that one friend who's been there with her, but the abandonment issues, the insecurities that she had all along her life. The signs were there from the beginning. The weirdness, the unease, the little moments where something just didn't sit right. But viewers, entranced by the charm of family life, chose to overlook it. Kira played the part of a perfect mother, a doting girlfriend, a woman who had it all figured out. But off camera, she was a morally questionable personality. The contrast between what she portrayed online and what was happening in reality is almost disturbing. The next morning, The morning after they trash talked, she texted Oscar again. It was a little heart. He was at work, minding his business, and that single emoji changed everything. From there, it was game on. A secret affair began. Both Kira and Oscar were still in relationships and cheating on their partners.
Next morning, I'm at work, because I used to work at a golf course. It was like 4 a.m., and she texted me a little heart at 4 a.m., and I was like, what the?
And from there, Kira and Oscar started a secret affair.
But they didn't care. They were sneaking around, planning dates, hooking up. And as if things couldn't get any messier, Kira and Oscar hooked up while her friend, aka Oscar's girlfriend, was in the same room. She was cold, cruel, and evil. Like, why would someone do that? Like, it's a good question to ask, right? Like, how would such a character be born without a tragic backstory? Of course not. You see, Kira was born in Denver, Colorado in 1996. Her childhood was anything but ordinary. At some point during her early years, her mother, battling a drug addiction, abandoned her. Her mother's addiction didn't just pull her away from the moment, it haunted Kira for years. She grew up watching the woman who was supposed to love her most spiral into something dark and distant. Her mother was in and out of her life, mostly out. And then, in 2023, the absence became permanent and her mother passed away. It was the final nail in a coffin already full of disappointment. In her teenage years, Kira moved to California to live with her father, the only stable figure she had. But even then, the emotional scars were too deep. She's talked about it online, about the moment when she realized she's kind of alone in this world. That moment would hit hard for anyone, but for Kira, it became a defining part of who she was. She had the longing, the desperation to matter to someone. Anyone at this point? This abandonment wouldn't just go away. It followed her into every relationship she had.
Kira and I met in kind of a weird way. I had a thing with one of her friends, actually, as a matter of fact.
We just were like always there to talk to each other. It was nice to be able to talk to him about things or like for help or advice because he was always around. He was always at Letter B's house.
The thrill of being chosen over someone else, especially someone close to her, like a competition, gave her a high. She's no better than her mother, a twisted sense of control, a feeling that she had won, that she was better.
Just telling him, I don't know if I've ever even mentioned it to you guys.
I don't think you have. I think you just did it, which is the right way to do it, because I feel like when you tell them first, you never do.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I was nervous. I don't want to announce it and then not do it, you know? Because it's something I want to do like for the rest of my life. But it's been pretty easy for me because I can still eat fish.
She gets off on the power to make someone else lose so she can win. Eventually, the truth came out, and her friend was devastated. Because this wasn't just about a boy. It was about breaking their years of trust, about betrayal, about a girl who shattered their entire friendship over a high school fling. But for Kira, this was only the beginning.
So she was definitely, I mean, obviously, and I expected that, and that's why we stopped being friends. I knew, like, there was no friendship between us.
After the betrayal, Kira and her best friend were no longer speaking. And really, who could blame the friend? When your childhood best friend secretly hooks up with your boyfriend in the same room as you, that's a total no-no situation. They cut ties completely. But Kira didn't reflect on her actions. She didn't sit back and ask, why did I do that? Or did I hurt someone who loved me? Instead, she justified it. She said that her friend was actually a bad friend all along. So cheating wasn't wrong, it was inevitable. In her mind, the friendship had an expiration date. So betraying her friend was just a shortcut. And since there were no real consequences, Kira didn't learn anything. If anything, it only reinforced her behavior. Shortly after getting into a relationship with Oscar, Kira, just 18 years old, got pregnant.
Whoa. And instead of telling you why I decided to go for his product instead of their products, let me just show you.
Hi, my name's Craig. Well, we're here today to show you that there's a lot of difference between the designs of the racks. As soon as I put any weight on it.
She had already dropped out of high school by then. While her classmates were getting ready to walk the graduation stage, Kira was getting ready to give birth. Oscar and Kira soon moved to Utah, and in May 2015, officially launched their family channel called OK Baby, with O for Oscar and K for Kira. Their first videos were weekly pregnancy updates. 27 weeks, 32 weeks, what she was craving, what she was fearing. The pregnancy content exploded. Suddenly, people were tuning in by the hundreds of thousands. They'd found a niche, and they knew it. They capitalized on Kira's teen pregnancy. Then came the birth of Levi, their son. The birth vlog itself went viral, and from there the numbers snowballed. Oscar and Kira knew they had something special, so they turned the camera on every single day. They shared every moment, every bath time, every diaper, every tantrum. Family arguments became storylines. They let the world inside.
Good morning, guys. Sadly, this is Karen and Paul's last day here. How sad, dude. And they're spending their last few moments editing, which is awesome. You guys get to work, you know?
But knowing how their relationship began with lies, cheating, and betrayal, it made their seemingly perfect family life feel off, like a house built on sand. And eventually those cracks started to show. One of the key messages Kira pushed was that OK Baby was supposed to inspire other teen moms. What? Accidentally getting pregnant when you're just a teen is different, while encouraging you to become pregnant when you're just a teenager is a completely different thing. She was obviously not doing it directly, but that's what it looked like. Like, were they even mentally or emotionally ready to be parents? Instead of healing from their own traumas, Kira and Oscar turned their children's lives into a business. And when they noticed that pregnancy and birth vlogs brought in the most views, they kept going.
Oh, good morning, Fishy. Good morning. Oh, good morning.
She probably loves me like this in the morning.
Good morning, Fishy. Good morning, guys. I didn't see you there. Today we're gonna, do you know what we're gonna do?
Shower.
No. We're gonna wash our face.
Oh, nice.
And by 2021, they had 4 kids. Levi, then daughters Alea, Avery, and Aura. The babies kept coming, the content kept flowing, and the channel ballooned over 1.5 million subscribers. At their peak, over 5 million views a month, all from broadcasting the daily lives of children who never consented.
I'm Peekaboo, and she's taking way too long. There you go. She's like, again, faster, faster. Don't mess up, she's gonna get mad. Where's Sissy?
There.
Sissy, where are you? You want to put your tractors in the dirt?
Dude, don't sweat the little
Sissy.
Where are they?
Don't sweat the little
Tractors, where are you? Where are your tractors?
As their online following grew, Kira decided to branch out. She launched her own boutique business, Baby by Kira, an online shop she promoted heavily to her loyal fans. But it didn't take long for her to take that down too. People pointed out that many of the items were very expensive, and the business didn't appear to offer anything particularly unique. Over time, the hype faded. Balancing filming, editing, and content ideas for 2 channels, because parenting 4 young kids while simultaneously using them as the core content of your online career, this is already a lot. How do you expect things to go according to whatever you've planned? Her children already started showing their not-so-interested side in the videos. To manage the workload and the kids, Kira and Oscar tried rotating in a few babysitters. It was clear they were overwhelmed, but still determined to keep the cameras rolling. And just when things seemed like they were settling into a new rhythm, another bombshell hit. First, there was Kyla. She was one of the early babysitters for Kira and Oscar's growing little clan. But by 2019, a new face entered the picture, Sydney.
Hey! Kids are out here though with Andrea and Sydney going for an early morning stroll. Yes, exercise for breakfast, I like. Andrea's learning from Sydney how to babysit. Thanks, Sydney.
According to Kira and Oscar, Sydney didn't work out. Their reasoning? Well, vague. They said the kids went to the park with Sydney, and her house was close by. Then just 3 days later, Kira admitted that they had made a mistake in hiring her. And just like that, Sydney was out. And then came Hannah.
One of the best parts of the gift, because the homies are here. What's up, guys? We got Preston, Zach, you guys know Kyla, and Hey Night. That's what they came for.
Unlike the babysitters before her, Hannah actually stuck around. She started in 2020, taking care of the children and quickly proving herself to be the best fit yet. She even joined the family on a trip to Florida. That's when things took a turn. It became clear that Hannah wasn't just the nanny anymore.
Game night! Who's excited? Me! Whoa, what was that?
By mid-2020, Hannah was no longer babysitting. She was working with Kira on her boutique business, Baby by Kira. But more importantly, she had now become Kira's best friend. Hope you remember the word. The OK Baby channel started showing just how close the two had become. Kira wasn't just attached to Hannah, she was borderline obsessed. Kira even dyed her hair red, just like Hannah. Hannah got into nursing school, so she almost disappeared from Kira's life. She was jealous of her school, her work.
Yep. Aww. Hannah's like, yo, I need a break, dude. She's fired. I'm just kidding.
I'm waiting for Hannah. She's been in grind mode, school work. She just got into nursing school, so she's been like disappeared out of my life for a second. So I'm very happy for her, but I'm also very jealous because I'm jealous of her school and work because I want that time with her. So, yeah. Anyways.
The friendship reached its next level when Kira and Hannah decided to get matching tattoos. At the time, Hannah was engaged to a guy named Preston, her boyfriend of 6 years. Preston was a football player at Weber State University, playing for the Weber State Wildcats in Utah. Naturally, with both couples being in Utah, they all started hanging out a lot. That's when they started a podcast. It was called Beneath the Sheets. The same Kira who ran a wholesome family channel with millions of viewers, many of them young moms, now had a podcast focused on relationships and intimacy. It was explicit, it was revealing, and it was unexpected.
If they are dirty and they live in Mexico, I can't.
Inside of me,
Yes.
yeah, can that be a fetish? Breeding. It's an interesting way to put it.
The Beneath the Sheets podcast started off as two best friends, Kira and Hannah, openly chatting about intimacy and relationships. But it didn't take long before the conversations took a weird turn. And guess who the podcast sound engineer was? Yup, Preston. So there he was, sitting just a few feet away, listening to his fiancée and her best friend describe what went down in their bedrooms. Meanwhile, Oscar? Nowhere to be found. And it only got weirder from there. Kira began bringing up threesomes more and more in the episodes. Like, a lot.
5,000 men, women ages 18 to 29, so like our age group, found that 20% reported having a threesome at least once in their lives. I mean, they're like 18 to 29. It's not exactly a long life, but these numbers are way up from the 2004 survey, which found only about 14%. Way up. My God, relax. 6% up, and they're like, it's way up.
It's crazy. It went up.
Oscar and I actually had this conversation. I do feel like the world is headed.
At first, it was a casual mention. Then it turned into deeper discussions. At one point, she even said the only downside to threesomes is that sometimes one of the partners ends up leaving the other for the third party. Subtle.
It resembles the crab walk, but in a crazy. Your pelvis should be above. Okay, you're doing a crab walk, but you basically lift your butt in the air.
So like what's that workout? Like the hip thrusts?
Yes, I feel like that would be a good definition.
Yeah.
Their definition. I'm writing the writer of this.
Say we need to make our own definitions.
I've
for
never
these
tried that, but I
because
wouldn't feel very flattering in that position.
Yeah, like my double chin.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel very in that.
Like the under boob. Like how hot?
I don't even have under boob.
Everyone listening started to doubt, except Hannah. Sweet, clueless Hannah. She didn't seem to notice a thing. She kept talking about how flirty Kira could be. She brushed it off like it was just Kira being playful. But behind the scenes, something far messier was unraveling. Kira began crossing more boundaries, talking more and more about Preston, especially about what he was like in bed. She was no longer just podcasting with Hannah, she was performing for both of them. It was Kira's way of flirting, a twisted game disguised as positive girl talk. She took what was supposed to be a fun, raw, uncensored podcast and turned it into her personal playground for edging closer to Preston, one overshare at a time.
I didn't even hear that first half of the question.
Do we do everything to piss a girl off? No, we don't
Yes.
need to.
Was that the question?
Yeah.
Who sent that? Huh?
I feel like we
Who
don't
sent
need
that?
to.
What was the name?
I'm not telling you. Okay, you asked your real question.
Wait, no,
the
no.
answer is yes,
The
obviously.
answer is absolutely yes.
No, we don't need to. We like to see the
Um,
girls aggravated, and it's fun. That's it. Like, it's fun.
Yeah, you like to push our buttons.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I feel like we
Is
just
it
don't
more-
understand you guys the way you would like us to, so we just do our thing.
While all this was going on, Oscar and Kira were growing noticeably distant. Their once cozy relationship had become a series of awkward silences and bickering in vlogs. The more time Kira spent with Hannah and Preston, the more obvious it became. Just when things couldn't get more chaotic, Kira dropped another bombshell on Oscar. She wanted to have another baby, a fifth one. Yes, another child, even though her last pregnancy had been classified as high risk due to placenta previa, a condition where the placenta covers the cervix, making natural delivery life-threatening. Kira had already undergone a C-section and had been medically advised against more pregnancies, but that didn't stop her from trying. Like girl needed one more. Oscar by this point was clearly tapped out, emotionally, mentally, physically done. He couldn't even entertain the idea of getting a new puppy, let alone raising another human. After some serious back and forth, Kira reluctantly agreed to stop pushing the issue. So in 2021, Oscar went ahead and got a vasectomy. But even after all that, Kira still kept talking about having more children. So now we have to ask, how? The man just had a vasectomy. Were you planning on a miracle, a turkey baster situation? Or was this desire not actually aimed at Oscar anymore? Then came January 2022, and with it, the breakup video.
I've done nothing. Like, besides some attitude here and there. And comforting another guy because he was sad. Please clarify that I wasn't cheating.
Yeah, you weren't cheating.
Like,
You
people
weren't
will
cheating.
dig into
You did a lot of things that bothered me. I wouldn't consider them full-blown cheating, but it was definitely lines
Oscar,
that
not
you should
keeping
have crossed.
being dramatic. Nobody, like, cheated. Nobody, like...
Feelings were hurt, though. You did some things that hurt. She was telling me, like, hey, I think you should sleep with someone. Like, what? First of all, I wouldn't even know how to go about that.
Like, I don't know, guys, I feel like they just, like, need that. Like, Oscar and I haven't slept together in some time. And I get to keep the ring, because a ring is a gift, and if he thinks he could take it away from me, he would be without...
I actually...
Right person, wrong time.
Maybe.
What's the wrong time for everyone to get your hopes up?
You're just breaking up, like in public. What makes you so giddied up? Does she have any emotions at all? Like after nearly a decade together, the duo took to YouTube to announce the end of their relationship. Oscar sat there calm, sober, composed. Meanwhile, Kira was smiling, practically glowing. They were telling their 4 kids that mommy and daddy were splitting up, and she looked like she was announcing a giveaway. What was even more concerning was how emotionally disconnected Kira seemed. While Oscar looked heartbroken, Kira didn't acknowledge it, not once. She was already emotionally moved on, leaving Oscar sitting in that room with a camera on his face and 4 kids caught in the crossfire.
I was definitely shocked at first. It was definitely an adjustment. A little, I wouldn't say it caught me off guard,
but kinda.
Yeah, but definitely. It's just weird because of who it was. Truthfully, if she dated anybody else, I wouldn't care. The positives of it have been that the kids were already comfortable with him, already kind of knew him, and so the transition into that was a little easier, which is kind of nice, but it was still really, really awkward and uncomfortable.
Kira and Oscar publicly claimed their relationship ended in December 2021. According to Oscar, things didn't just fizzle out, they crashed. And one of the reasons was that Kira's attitude leading up to the breakup had turned cold. Oscar said she was being outright rude, detached, dismissive, and emotionally distant. Fast forward to Christmas. Instead of being a time of family, warmth, and matching pajamas, it turned into a rewind of deja vu. A major fight reportedly erupted after Kira confirmed another guy during a rough time. No big deal, right? Except comfort is one thing. But intimate emotional support while you're still in a relationship? That's a red flag waving in 4K. Kira, of course, insists she didn't cheat. But come on, all signs pointed toward one person, Preston. Yeah, Hannah's fiancé.
One of the best parts of the gift, because the homies are here. What's up, guys? We got Preston, Zach, you guys know Kyla, and...
It's almost like Kira has this habit. Remember when she comforted Oscar while he was still dating her childhood best friend? And Kira was also in a relationship at the time. Same script, different cast. She swoops in during someone's emotional turbulence, gets closer than necessary, and suddenly a new romance is born out of someone else's wreckage.
I feel terribly guilty about this one.
It is hard, but I have a little bit of a different opinion because, yes, it didn't work out ideally, and, you know, it's different, but
realistically, every family has their own version of what family is, and this is just our version. And I do think there's a lot of positives in the way we're doing it, because now our kids see us both happy and healthy.
So when Oscar noticed her getting unusually cozy with Preston, you can't blame the guy for calling it out. Whether or not there was any physical cheating, emotional cheating is still cheating. Then came the kicker. Kira actually told Oscar to start dating other people, as if she were trying to hurry him along, push him out of the picture. Why the rush? Oh, right, because she was already emotionally checking in with Preston. It showed too. At Kira's birthday party, Oscar had planned a sweet surprise, hoping to make her feel special. But when Kira walked in, she looked drained, until she saw Preston. It was painfully obvious. Preston showed up with flowers for Kira on her birthday, with Hannah right there standing beside him, smiling through it. If you think that's odd behavior for a guy who already has a fiancé, you're not wrong. But maybe, just maybe, Hannah already knew. Maybe she was too hurt or too exhausted to say anything. Maybe she saw everything unravel and just didn't have the energy to stop it.
Months, years actually.
Years and months, ever since the day I was born, I wanted to come here.
She came out like, Mom, Kira and Oscar and me and Preston are going snowboarding.
Yeah, yeah. Say yeah one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because by this point, it wasn't just a friendship breaking down, it was a full-blown love triangle. And it only gets worse from here.
T. Smith out here. There you go. He's already got the view for, look at that. A natural. Oh, Preston's down. Oh, shoot. Hannah's down. Oh, you had that. You're good.
After Kira and Oscar's breakup, you'd expect things to shift. Maybe a little distance, a break from the vlogging grind? No, these two kept posting on the OK Baby channel together like nothing ever happened. Right after filming the now infamous breakup video, they went ahead and filmed a new episode of Beneath the Sheets podcast. Kira dragged Oscar, her freshly dumped ex, onto a podcast about and made him sit next to Preston, the man she'd allegedly been cozying up to for months.
Co-parenting,
No way they're gonna last.
not together, but who knows?
Friends that have been together for a long time.
I feel like Hannah is been an influence on this girl. I don't even know Hannah. I have no idea, but I feel like they have the same tattoos and they talk the same and they're weird.
They're learning to be friends after being together.
Adding a new dynamic here.
Okay, next. Get to the...
I think that it's so weird being on a platform when you're separating, but I think we've done a good job.
You haven't. You've done a terrible job. Terrible job.
If only we had our button thing. Round of applause.
Poetic snap.
You don't read poetry.
It was a full house. Oscar, Kira, Hannah, and Preston jammed into one of the most uncomfortable podcasts in internet history. And despite the relationship ending, Kira and Oscar kept churning out vlogs as if nothing had changed. Family outings, sit-down chats, product placements. Meanwhile, Preston and Kira started getting weird. The whispers of a potential affair started growing louder. Then in May 2022, those whispers turned into a megaphone. The internet finally got what it suspected all along: confirmation.
Preston on Bumble sent this to my source. Says, hi. Hi, did you read profile? Yes. You interested? We are. Are you? Paradise, where are you? Yes, I am. So he's asking where she's from, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget they're in Vegas at this point. This is April 21st, 2022.
A woman went on the Dad Challenge podcast and dropped a bomb.
Text messages that they were receiving. I don't know what the top here says. We love that. Hi, baby girl. Just getting time to respond myself. Let's grab drinks and show you what rough really feels like. Kira. So this is Kira texting from Preston's account. Could be, could not be, whatever. Could be Preston doing that. Oh, I like the sound of that. I'm excited to meet you both. Text us what good time is and we can text us what a good time is and we can find a good bar and meet you there if that's okay with you. Yes, sounds good. Thanks, love. And then it's tongue emoji with hearts.
She had a threesome with Kira and Preston in Las Vegas. Yep, the very thing Kira had been talking about in vague terms on her podcast suddenly wasn't so vague anymore. Let's rewind a bit. In April 2022, Kira took a trip to Las Vegas. She checked into the ultra-luxurious Wynn Hotel, a place where rooms can cost more than most people's rent. That same week, a woman on Bumble matched with Preston. He gave her his number, then casually asked if she'd be interested in sleeping with both him and his partner. He even sent her a private photo, an exclusive shot of him and Kira together on April 21st. A photo that didn't exist anywhere else online. That alone confirmed two things. It was definitely Preston's number, and that he was in Vegas with Kira, not Hannah. Now here's where it gets messier. At this time, the public still believed Preston was with Hannah. There'd been no breakup announcement, no separation update, nothing. But behind the scenes, Preston had quietly filed for divorce in the same month as the Las Vegas trip. So somewhere between engaged and about to start a life together, Preston and Hannah had apparently gone from engaged to married to divorced. All while he was secretly hooking up with her best friend. The woman from Vegas also revealed that when she met Preston and Kira claimed they'd been together for 8 months. Do the math. That would mean their relationship started around September 2021, months before their respective breakups. Now remember, Kira and Oscar's breakup video dropped in January 2022. If what this woman says is true, that means Preston and Kira had been involved months before either of them was single, which also means, yes, they both cheated. Emotionally, physically, whatever you want to call it. The way Preston looked at her made it so evident.
Yeah, that too. Anywho, check out who's here. What's up, guys? Hannah, Preston, hello. Got this? No, Aura got that.
She's just happy with that.
I know, huh? Guys, don't worry about why we got what, okay? Aura likes this stuff.
And if that wasn't enough, the woman also claimed that when she asked Kira if she ever got jealous seeing her partner with others, Kira casually said no, because she used to be the third in a relationship. Kira, who had just helped break apart 2 long-term relationships, bragged about being the third wheel in someone else's relationship before this. And through all of this, Kira stuck to her story. She insisted she did not cheat on Oscar. According to her, she and Preston only began dating in March 2022, right after her relationship with Oscar ended. Preston left Hannah, and Kira left Oscar, both claiming clean breaks, but it's clear as day that something shady had been brewing long before the public found out. The thing is, it wasn't just about betrayal at this point, it was about deliberate deception. Then what really happened with the podcast? Well, surprise, surprise, it mysteriously ended. Could it be because the podcast was no longer useful to Kira? Because she already squeezed every last detail about Hannah and Preston's relationship out of her best friend before moving in? Or maybe it was because Hannah finally figured it out.
1, 2, 3. Who are we going for? Oh, what the week? Everybody at the same. You could say Anderson, but we're not going to hear you over this Nunez. Ready? Nunez. Baby.
That while she was busy building a brand and trusting Kira, Kira was quietly building her next relationship with Hannah's fiancé.
Nose up. There you go. There you go. That's always the finisher. Oh, no. Oh, he's done. Oh, no. There's no way he survives this. He's going to
She just smiled. Only my hair. The biggest he's ever smiled on camera.
From the beginning, all of it, or just the heel?
Hold the boobs up. Oscar, make sure you edit them up.
It didn't take a genius to see the pattern. First, it was Oscar. Kira slid in while he was dating her best friend back in the day. And now, history repeating itself. Except this time it was uglier, messier, and broadcast to the entire internet. In an Instagram story, Kira finally confirmed the obvious. She and Hannah were no longer friends. Shocker!
The raw. Oh, I can't do that either, bro. So that's what I'm telling you, guys. I used to make that same mistake as well. I used to go out to eat sushi and try what other people were trying. Hated it until I found cooked rolls. Then I started loving it. I'm gonna get Preston on it. Dude, you're gonna hate me after this because it's so damn expensive. Alright, here, chopsticks. Gotta do the authentic way. Oh, let me get a plate. What am I doing? I'm just so eager. Alright, plate for you, plate for me.
She tried to play the victim card, of course, claimed she had a lot of problems with Oscar behind the scenes. But that still doesn't give you a license to sleep with your best friend's fiancé.
Nice. I think we're changing that. I'm kind of sad about it because Saturday nights is when the fights are on, so it was fun to watch the fights and then play games. But now I guess we're just doing game nights only?
Well, we don't know what we're doing. The world is unpredictable. So.
In September 2023, Kira and Preston announced their engagement. Said they'd marry in June 2024. But hold on, suddenly out of nowhere, the wedding gets moved up to January, 6 months earlier. And no, it wasn't because they couldn't wait. It was because, you guessed it, Kira was pregnant again. Yes, pregnant again with baby number 5. Despite multiple high-risk pregnancies, despite doctors' warnings, despite nearly needing emergency care before. But that didn't matter to Kira because nothing stands between her and her content. Not her kids, not her friends, not her own body.
Be struggling for the rest of my life, and I don't ever want to be housebroke, and that's what I would be in California no matter what. Also, yes, it would be beneficial to live close to family, but because we pay so little to live here, we can afford to travel to see our family. And to be honest, I think Oscar and I, well, I guess I can't speak for you anymore, but there was a point in our life where we didn't like to be around family that much. And I do think that feeling would come back if we lived around them. Plus our kids are used to around here. I love the environment around here.
The world was stunned, but nobody was more disgusted than Hannah. That pregnancy announcement was the final straw. Hannah finally broke her silence in a now deleted video called The Diary of Hannah Hawker.
Her follower count getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence. The family vlogger we once knew was looking desperate and now spiraling. Moving just like a charlatan, selling lies, it's giving disgraceful. Why educate? You're not educated. Pregnancy your only angle.
It was a piece of art, a poem titled Poetic Justice, inspired by Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria. A message so raw, so savage, that it opened with a clip of Kira from Beneath the Sheets podcast, talking about how much she hates homewreckers.
A pathetic master manipulator. Shouldn't circle master, she's an idiot. She stumbled into it. I've kept quiet for a while. You're not an influencer, you're a homewrecker. Check mark. Booyah! There it is.
After the betrayal, Hannah started a GoFundMe to get a tattoo cover-up. Because who wants to carry a scar of betrayal on their body forever? All while this was happening, Kira, she was vlogging again on a brand new channel with her brand new man and her brand new baby. Meanwhile, the entire OK Baby channel had been wiped clean. Every video, every memory.
Cheers to being 21. I wish 4 years ago.
21. Cheers to another game night. What is it? I'm 21. Must be nice.
Cheers. Oh my god.
Oh, that's good.
Every trace of the family she once had, everything was gone. Probably so she didn't have to explain to baby number 5 why their siblings don't appear in the happy family vlogs.
Literally. It's supposed to be vodka with margarita flavors.
Tequila.
Oh, tequila, sorry. Tequila with margarita flavors, and then we're gonna splash lime.
Oscar thankfully found Addie, a sweet, kind woman who actually respects him.
You know, I can't tell if this question is a joke or not because I've gotten this a lot in my real life. My family and friends have actually asked me, are you afraid of getting deported? And no, I'm not because I'm a permanent resident. The only problem I have is that I thought I lost my green card.
Finally, he has someone who sees him as more than just content. And while Kira continues to overshare her new life online, Oscar is building something more real, more grounded.
They picked him out. I couldn't say no.
Oh, and then Addie got me some sugar-free gelatin. How'd you know I like that?
That was actually Avery's pick.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I'm definitely snagging some of those. Oh, more meat for my soup.
On January 5th, 2024, Kira finally got what she always seemed to chase, a picture-perfect wedding. Draped in white, smiling like the past never happened, she made it come true. But for everyone else, it looked more like a nightmare. Behind her carefully posed Instagram posts and aesthetic baby reels, she left behind a trail of hurt. She almost ruined 3 lives, Oscar's, Hannah's, and her childhood best friends. And let's not forget the 4 more lives caught in the crossfire, her and Oscar's children.
What's up, guys? Oh my goodness, and you brought the goods. Look at that, look at that. Hi, sissy.
I have the real.
The OK Baby channel, the very platform that built her fame, their family, and their following, was completely wiped. Every milestone, every vlog, carefully curated over the years, erased, just like that. But now Kira has a whole new life, a new husband, a brand new baby, a shiny, polished Instagram feed where she posts every breath of her new journey.
Love me swaddles. Love me swaddles.
Huh? Did you show them this thing?
No, this is what I'm gonna show them next. A bottle, which this is a really nice glass bottle. We won't be using their brand of bottles.
The relationship with Preston is slowly turning into what looked like her and Oscar before. The small fights and arguments on camera. Underneath all the reels and filters, she's still the same Kira. The one who moves on fast, spins stories even faster, and always puts her own happiness over the wreckage she leaves behind. Maybe one day her children will ask questions. Maybe one day Oscar's side of the story will finally be heard. Or maybe Kira will just keep hitting delete on everything that doesn't fit the brand. Whatever comes next, who knows? But if the past is any indicator, it would be messy for sure. But what do you think? Did we miss any part of the video? Let us know in the comments section below. And make sure to check out more of these videos on the channel. At this point, TikTok has become a breeding ground for unhinged moms chasing clout at the expense of their own children. We've seen it all. From Ashley Trevino, who shamelessly stole her daughter's crush and then bragged about it on livestream like it was some kind of flex, to Nurse Hannah, the so-called gentle parent who was caught up beating her toddler on camera and now has CPS breathing down her neck. These aren't isolated incidents. This is becoming a pattern, a disturbing trend where views come first and kids come last. But today we're not talking about someone just joining this list. We're talking about someone who might actually top it, Megan Gower. Because out of all of the messy TikTok moms that have gone viral for the worst reasons, Megan might just be the most vile of them all. Why? Because unlike the others, she wasn't caught off guard. She hit go live and streamed herself verbally abusing her own daughter in real time. She wasn't exposed, she exposed herself.
What is this? Absolutely not right now. What the fuck is it? It's the girl, this is bracelets. We don't have the time for that. We can do it tonight.
Can you just open it?
No, because you don't have that shit anywhere.
No, I won't. Open it, give me it. Open it.
I'm not opening it.
And I'll open it.
Go ahead, try.
I can't.
Get out of my room with it.
I'm opening it.
I done told her no. Riley, you're drinking.
Don't start, bro.
Girl, I will smack this motherfucker upside your head.
Give me mine.
You're going to Monster Jam.
Give me it. Give me it. Give me it. Give me it.
Get out.
Give me it. Fine. Give me it. Give me it.
Get out of my room.
Give me it.
Touch me again.
Mommy, touch me again.
Not only that, but when viewers called her out during the live, she doubled down, saying she's not just like this on camera, she acts this way even offline.
Get over here is me being fake nice to my kids just because I'm on live. You're gonna get the real deal. This is how it is. All on live, off live. I don't give a.
After this live stream exposed how Megan truly treats her children, a flood of new accusations surfaced. One of the most disturbing involves Megan's shady business dealings. Multiple people have come forward with undeniable proof that Megan isn't just a terrible parent, she's also a scammer. We'll dive into all the details in the final part of this video, and trust me, it's far darker than you could ever imagine.
Bitches, come and spend the morning with me as an irrelevant 27-year-old stay-at-home mom to too many kids. I rolled over this morning and realized that there was a baby missing from my bed.
Your husband, leave your husband. Go for a really long walk.
Hey, bitch, come and spend the morning with me as a 27-year-old stay-at-home mom to too many.
We ain't gonna stand. Shows that we are united. Shows that we ain't gonna take.
Hey, bitch, come and spend the evening with me as a 27-year-old stay-at-home mom to too many kids. It's late, you bitch better lock in. And bitch, we're making bricks. Hey, bitch, come and do a little retail therapy with me. Hey, bitch, come and spend the day with me as a 27-year-old stay-at-home mom to too many. Hey, bitch, come and spend a Sunday morning with. Hey, bitch, come and spend the morning with me as a 27-year-old stay-at-home mom to too many kids. I would say happy Friday, but I'm a single parent this weekend. It's always the weekends that we have the most to do. That the army's. Hey, bitch, come and spend the evening with me as a 27-year-old stay-at-home mom to too many We're at that point in the year where we're either eating dinner at 4 p.m. or 9 p.m. Ball season has officially started. And between 4 kids, at least 5 days out of those 7 days a week, somebody has a ball. The sky has been pitch black all day. I've been doing my little rain dance, hoping that the games would get rained out. Because we have a late one tonight. The only productive thing I've done today is clean out my closet. And cuss out my baby daddy. I mean, what's new? He comes home from work and immediately gets on my fucking nerves. Terrorizes the shit out of me. The man refers to me as a long-lost Kardashian sister. But baby, he forgets that he... Hey, baby, come and spend the morning with me.
Megan was a TikToker, emphasis on was, because her main account has been banned. She used to post typical lifestyle content, often mixing in generic parenting advice and constantly painting herself as a fantastic mother. But that image, it couldn't be further from the truth. But Megan's narcissism and rudeness go far beyond just her facial expressions, though those say plenty on their own. She openly speaks with a level of arrogance and abrasiveness that's hard to ignore, especially toward the very people who built her platform, her own followers.
I am not your cystic hoe. I am the show. You are the backup. Make a makeup routine. There's 1,000,005 of them on my page. He ruined my fucking life. I'm like ads, and he is. He's the commercial. I am the star of the show. Thanks, friend.
And people were offended by her actions. One commenter said, "Why was anyone watching her in the first place? She reminds me of the girl we all hated in high school." And some even talking how they got treated for just asking some simple question. One time I asked what song was playing on her live, and she freaked out and told me that it's not that effing hard to find out. This isn't just narcissism, it's a clear sign of how deeply unhinged Megan really is. And in one particular live stream, things went from disturbing to downright dark. To give some context, Megan is married to a man named Jesse. They share a daughter together, and Jesse also has a son from a previous relationship who now lives with them, making Megan his stepmom. Now, if you've ever seen even a snippet of her lives, you'd instantly start to question how she treats her daughter compared to her stepson. The favoritism is impossible to ignore, but what used to feel like subtle signs quickly turned into blatant mistreatment. Because in this next clip, Megan doesn't just brush her daughter aside, she openly belittles her while being soft and affectionate toward her stepson. It's not just emotional neglect, it's straight up abuse.
Can you open this? What is this? Absolutely not right now.
It's right.
What the f is it? It's the girl. This is bracelets. We don't have the time for that. We can do it tonight.
Can you just open it?
No, because you can have that everywhere.
No, I won't. Open it. Give me it.
I'm not
open it.
I'm not opening
And
it.
I'll open it.
Go ahead, try.
I can.
Okay, period. Get out of my room with it.
Riley, not right now, baby.
No,
I'm opening it.
I done told her no.
We're going to.
Riley, you're making.
Don't start, Riley.
Girl, I will smack this upside your head.
Give me
We're
I'll
going
take
to
it back.
Monster Jam.
Give me it. Give me it. Give me it. Give me it.
Get out.
Give me it. Fine. Give me it. Give me it.
Get out of my room.
Give me it.
Touch me again.
Mommy, touch me.
As you saw in the clip, Megan's reaction to a simple "help me" question from her own daughter wasn't just unnecessarily harsh. It was a clear display of pure resentment in her eyes. Even worse, the dad's reaction was more gut-churning than Megan's behavior. Sitting there silent like this was all perfectly normal. It's obvious this kind of treatment isn't a one-time outburst, it's everyday life. No wonder people called out how bizarre it was that the husband said nothing at all. One commenter said, "We have a daughter, and when I'm overstimulated and I'm snapping at everyone who pulls me aside and tells me to take a break, and I never yank her hair or cuss her out." But what makes this whole situation more worse to that little kid is how Megan treats the other kid in that exact moment.
You have to hold it and spin it like this.
Okay, I'm done. Piss me off. I'm so excited to see them, and I just ruined it.
You're the one who ruined it.
Get the hell out of my room! And you're not going nowhere. Get out. Who said? Who? Because I'll drop your mother ass off.
I told you what going.
You won't go nowhere.
Mommy.
you new jammies? Yes, I
Are you big for me?
They are a little bit, but it's okay.
As you can clearly see in the video, Megan blatantly favors her son, and she doesn't even try to hide it. Right in front of her daughter and in front of the entire world, she showers her son with affection while treating her daughter like an afterthought. That little girl had to sit there, watching her own mother be kind and generous to her brother, while receiving nothing but coldness and cruelty herself. And it doesn't stop there, because Megan doesn't stop. The number of times she's cussed at this poor child is not just disturbing, it's downright vile. No one is born a bad person, but parenting like this, it practically guarantees that a child grows up broken, bitter, and full of pain. And the reason she gives for treating her daughter this way? Somehow it's even more infuriating. She outright claims that her daughter is bipolar, a statement that, based on what we've seen in the video, seems not only false, but also a disgusting excuse for her behavior. Even if it were true, that's not a justification for cruelty. If anything, a child struggling with mental health should be treated with more care and compassion, not punished for it.
Got you new jammies? Yes, I
Are you big for me?
They are a little bit, but it's okay. 0 to 100.
But Tina got
She's bipolar.
But Tina got me some blue jammies.
I got you some blue jammies. Yeah.
And they're cookies.
What we've seen so far in this live is a clear sign of just how toxic Megan is as a mother, but it gets even worse. Minutes later, she goes to the bathroom to do her daughter's hair, and what she says about her in that moment is downright disturbing. When someone in the chat asked if this little girl is even her biological daughter, Megan's response left no doubt about her twisted mindset.
Honey, and John's my motherfucking ass apparently. Why are you talking to your kids like that? You ain't heard nothing yet, baby. Why is not responding? This is chaos already. They're gonna piss me off. Come here. I want to cramp Riley's hair. 18, girl.
And as usual, Megan continues ranting how she doesn't care about what people have to say. But at this point, she dropped a bomb, and that's her interaction with her daughter being pretty much the same even offline.
No, get over here. It's me being fake nice to my kids just because I'm on live. You're gonna get the real deal. This is how it is. On live, off live. I don't give a.
And the internet went wild on this, and honestly, it'd make me angry if it wasn't. Let's look at some of the videos made by people reacting to her.
Pick your head up. I swear to God right now, I'm gonna beat the fucking out of you. Pick your head up. Get off the sink. Oh my God. What is it, baby? Oh, how my precious boy doing? Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, thank you for being so sweet, unlike your stupid sister. Don't you be saying out, I'm gonna take this out. And yes, my voice is dressed up for Halloween. What the you gonna do about it? What the you gonna do about it? Yeah, she my bio daughter. Ugh. Hate this. I swear to God, if you don't sit still, I'm gonna turn your head around like the Exorcist. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Get the out of my room. Get the out. Sweet boy. What's that? Go ask your daddy. I don't give a off. That's right.
As funny as it is, this perfectly captures everything Megan's been doing to her daughter. Once the clips went viral and TikTok started calling her out, Megan finally decided to respond, but not with a real apology.
I just wanted to come on here and take accountability for the things that I said and did yesterday on my live. Nobody deserves that, especially my children. Unfortunately, I have some very dark, deep-rooted things inside of me that I have been working to heal for the last 2-ish years, and some of those things still come out whenever I am triggered. I am not a perfect mother. I have never claimed to be. Unfortunately, I was very triggered yesterday. I was very overstimulated, and I exploded. And before you look at me and say, oh, I get overstimulated too and I don't snap out like that, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm so happy for you. I'm working towards that. This video showed you a very small snippet of my live. It didn't show you the before. It didn't show you the after, where I hung up and went and calmed the down, apologized to my child, and we talked through these things. I shouldn't have had to apologize for anything because I shouldn't have done it in the first place. I am very well aware of that. My children are well loved. Anybody that knows us or knows anything about us knows that our children are loved. Unfortunately, I still have some major things that I need to work on, and I'm working towards that every single day. But I just wanted to come on here and take that accountability and kind of own my actions and acknowledge that those are not okay, and I know that that's not okay. I am going to take some time from social media. I think I owe my family that. I don't know what the future holds as far as TikTok goes. I just want y'all to know that I have enjoyed the last year of sharing my life with y'all. I love you.
So Megan finally responded with an apology video after getting absolutely dragged online. But let's be honest, the entire thing feels hollow and performative. She claims she has some dark things to work through personally, but conveniently doesn't explain what those things are. That vague language is a classic deflection tactic. If you're genuinely trying to take accountability, you don't just throw out dramatic buzzwords without offering any clarity. If you're going to admit to having deep-rooted issues, then be honest and specific about what those issues are. Otherwise, it just sounds like an excuse designed to gain sympathy while avoiding responsibility. But it gets worse. She says she was triggered and angry, which is supposed to justify her behavior on that live. But here's the problem with that. If you're in such a mentally unstable place that you're getting triggered, why on earth would you grab your phone, open TikTok, and go live in front of thousands of people? That decision alone shows a complete lack of judgment. It's not like she was caught in a private moment. She chose to broadcast it. You can't claim you're overwhelmed and then simultaneously create a public spectacle. That doesn't add up. And let's not forget, during this so-called triggered state, Megan was noticeably calm, soft-spoken, and affectionate toward her son. She was baby-talking him, smiling, and giving him attention like nothing was wrong. Yet at the exact same time, she was cold, dismissive, and visibly irritated with her daughter.
Pick your head. Get off the sink. Oh my God! You're not going.
Me.
I will yank you bald-headed. I don't give a f about what some random person on the internet goes say. What is that gonna do?
So if her emotions were really out of control, why were they so selectively directed? How do you manage to be kind and nurturing toward one child while being harsh and cold to the other at the same moment on the same live? That right there proves this wasn't about being triggered, it was about playing favorites, and that favoritism was on full display. Then there's the part where she says she's not like this all the time. She claimed that after the live ended, she calmed down and apologized to her daughter off camera. But let's not pretend we didn't hear what she said during the live itself. When people called her out and asked why she was treating her daughter like that, Megan explicitly said word for word that she doesn't act nice just for the camera. She said she's like this even when she's offline.
Don't get over here as me fucking being fake nice to my kids just because I'm on live. You're gonna get the real deal. This is how it is. On live, off live. I don't give a.
So, which is it? You can't tell your audience that this isn't your usual behavior and in the same breath, admit that this is how you always act, even when the camera's not rolling. That contradiction tells us everything we need to know. The apology is damage control, not a genuine moment of reflection. And let's talk about the daughter for a second. There was a moment that speaks volumes, when she didn't mention anything about the blatant favoritism being shown to the other child.
You're the one who ruined it.
Get the hell out of my room. And you're not going nowhere. Get out. Who said? Who? Because I'll drop your mother ass off.
I told you what going.
You won't go nowhere.
Mommy.
Huh.
Mommy.
What?
Why I got you new pajamas?
I got you new pajamas? Yes, I
Are you
did.
big for me?
They are little.
Kids are incredibly vocal and unfiltered when it comes to expressing their feelings. If one child is being treated better than the other, they notice, and they usually say something about it. But in this case, the little girl chose not to speak on it, which suggests this isn't some one-time incident. This was something she's already used to. She's internalized the dynamic, and that kind of emotional suppression doesn't happen overnight. It happens when mistreatment becomes a pattern. All of this just reinforces the fact that Megan's behavior isn't new. It's just the first time the internet really saw it up close. And now that people are calling it out, she's trying to backpedal with a vague, emotionless apology that only digs her deeper. Unsurprisingly, the internet isn't buying it. The backlash is only intensified with more and more people dissecting her words, pointing out the inconsistencies, and holding her accountable in ways she clearly wasn't prepared for. One person said, "But how did she immediately change her demeanor when her son talked to her if she was truly overstimulated? So sweet and loving to him and nothing but anger and hatefulness to her daughter." And here's where things go from messed up to straight up disturbing. The boy Megan was showering with affection during the live stream, the one she was cooing over while simultaneously snapping at her daughter, isn't even her biological son. He's her stepson. That changes everything, because now we're not just talking about uneven parenting, we're talking about a mother who treats her own daughter like she's disposable, while putting on a loving, nurturing act for a child that's not even hers. Look, the child not being her biological means nothing here, but how she treats her daughter is. And I don't care how people try to spin this. When a mother can switch her tone like that, depending on which child she's dealing with, that's not being triggered. That's favoritism, pure and simple, and it's gross. Now let's get into the family comments that started surfacing once the live stream blew up. A comment allegedly from the boy's grandparents started making rounds. And yes, it's unverified, but it needs to be addressed. The comment said, "This is who the judge wants my grandson around as his stepmom. She has convinced a lot of people who watch her wonderful TikToks that his mom is such a horrible person to make herself look good. No child should ever endure such verbal abuse." That line, "no child should ever endure such verbal abuse," hits like a truck, because it's true. What we witnessed wasn't just a stressed out mom snapping once, it was a verbal mistreatment, playing out live with zero awareness and zero remorse. And the fact that someone this close to the situation, allegedly a grandparent, is speaking out just shows how deep the dysfunction runs behind the scenes. But it doesn't stop there. Another alleged family member came forward, this time the sister of Megan's stepson's biological mother. And she did not hold back. Her words, "She is so vile and has done nothing but try to make my sister's life a living hell. There is no excuse for her actions and her terrible parenting. This karma is coming full circle. I'm afraid she had a lot of people fooled. She exposed who she truly is." And honestly, she's right. Megan built her entire online presence off of fake positivity and carefully curated motherhood aesthetics. She crafted this image of a loving, wholesome stepmom while throwing the biological mother under the bus, convincing followers that she was the stable one, the good one, the hero in the story. But now that the mask is slipped, we see who she really is. Not a gentle parent, not a role model, just another manipulator using kids and clout to fuel her ego. And let's talk real-world consequences. This isn't just TikTok drama anymore. People were so disturbed by what they saw in the live stream, they started contacting the police. Reports say CPS is now investigating the household. Law enforcement is allegedly involved. So now we're not in cancel culture territory, we're in legal territory. And that's exactly how it should be. Because when children are involved, when a kid's safety, mental health, and emotional stability are being impacted, you don't just apologize and move on. You get investigated. You get held accountable. But guess what? We're still not done. Because Megan's pattern of deception doesn't stop at parenting. Nope. Next, we're diving into the long list of business scams she's allegedly pulled on people. From ghosting customers to taking payments and never delivering, to manipulating her audience for sympathy and cash, this woman has left a digital trail of red flags. So if you thought Megan was just a TikTok mom having a bad day, think again. The live stream was just the tip of the iceberg. The way she treats her kids, the lies she tells online, the people she's allegedly scammed, this isn't a one-time mistake, it's a pattern. And now that the internet is caught on, she's not getting away with it anymore. Karma didn't knock, it kicked the damn door in.
On top of the controversy surrounding Megan Gower, she allegedly owes thousands of dollars in refunds.
Back in 2022, Megan launched a boutique called Mimi & Co. On the surface, it looked like just another mom-run online shop. Cute clothes, southern charm, family-oriented branding. Then, in 2024, she rebranded it as Mimi & Co. Smocks, probably to sound more upscale and southern traditional. She also ran a private Facebook group tied to the brand, which grew to over 6,500 members, a decent-sized audience of moms and loyal buyers. But that group, that's exactly where the avalanche of allegations started. Turns out, Megan had been collecting pre-orders for smocked outfits, cute custom clothes for kids, but never actually placing the orders. Customers paid, the clothes never came, and the kicker, she didn't refund them either. Multiple people reported they were out hundreds of dollars, and some estimates say the total damage could be over $30,000. That's not a typo, $30,000. One commenter dropped this bombshell. What TikTok doesn't know is that her husband is having to work long hours to pay off her debt. She stole a ton of money from people who pre-ordered outfits from her smocked boutique, but never ended up placing the order, stole over $30,000 and went on all these lavish vacations. Let that sink in. While people were waiting for clothes they paid for months ago, Meghan was out living her best life on trips, allegedly funded by stolen money. That's not bad business management, that's fraud. And her own Facebook group started to turn on her. Members began publicly questioning when they'd see their money back. One user posted, "Has anyone received refunds from PO13 from Meghan Gower? Mimi & Co. smocks is her boutique, but a ton of people purchased from her and can't receive their refund." According to her creator account on TikTok, she just made $2,000, but tells everyone she has $16 in her account. You can't make this up. She's flashing earnings on TikTok while telling her scammed customers she's broke. By April 2025, things hit a boiling point. More and more people began coming forward, saying they hadn't received their items or a single cent in refunds. So what did Meghan do? She hit the panic button. She froze the Facebook group. No new posts, no comments, nothing. But that didn't stop the backlash. People took to her TikTok videos to keep demanding answers. One comment under one of her posts read, "Does anyone have an update on if they received a refund? I placed an order in October and haven't received it yet. She told me it was delayed and her Shopify was down in March. I've reached out since with no follow-ups from her. She's hidden all her accounts." A post in her business page had multiple people wanting a refund before she deleted it. "I just want a refund." This isn't just one or two complaints, it's a pattern. Over and over again, the same story. Meghan collects money, goes silent, ghosts the buyer, and deletes the evidence. And then when the pressure gets too high, she vanishes and locks the doors. What we're seeing here is not a stressed-out mom struggling to manage a business. This is someone who built a platform, took advantage of trust, weaponized her audience for cash, and walked away like nothing happened. It's dishonest, it's unethical, and if the $30,000 plus figure holds up, it might even be criminal. So no, Meghan isn't just some misguided influencer who got canceled. She's a walking cautionary tale of what happens when you let clout, ego, and manipulation run the show. And if she thought she could cover it all up with fake apologies and content pivots, she just learned the hard way, receipts don't disappear. Oftentimes we watch videos and read articles about kids who ran away from their parents for many reasons. It could be for a sensitive reason, such as boundaries being crossed, or even for rather unreasonable reasons like, "My mom asked me to get a job and stop being a freeloader." In both cases, families end up broken up, and it's not something either party wants to talk about. But that's surprisingly not the case for this TikTok creator known as Doormat Mom. For her, being estranged from her kids created a doorway to fame. Her TikTok account is filled with videos where she's either talking about her estrangement from her kids, responding to comments from people who disagree with her views.
Y'all parents out there whose kids have gone no contact, and you're sitting here.
Joy Reid got canceled because she has nothing worthwhile to add to the conversation either. Maybe do better.
Or simply just talking about her book on being estranged.
So I'll be with Tommy Lahren on Tommy Lahren is Fearless, which broadcasts on Fox Nation and Outkick. I'll be on both this week, talking about the Doormat Mom No More book, conversation, movement, Facebook group, and new Spotify and YouTube podcasts.
For Doormat Mom, if she's not talking about estrangement, she's talking about estrangement. Get it? That is literally her entire life at this point. You would think that her life as a parent was a huge intentional setup to end up as an estranged mom, or that she had no other life before she became an estranged mom. If you're as tired of hearing the words estrange and estrangement as I am of saying it, well, brace up. Doormat Mom has a lot more where that came from. It's her most used word, and that says a lot about her. So who is Doormat Mom? Laura Wellington, now more known by her TikTok alias Doormat Mom, is a mother of 4. Before stepping into her current persona, she lived other lives. One of the highlights of her life is writing. Before her most recent book, she authored books like Be Careful What You Wish For, What to Do When Jane Knows Dick About Dating, and some other books about dieting and self-help. She once spoke in a TEDx event sometime in 2018, where we noticed something quite important about her as a person that has also played out in a recent stumble into unfortunate fame.
You are the blood in my veins and the beating of my heart. You are my first waking thought and my last sigh before sleeping. You are the bone of my bone and the breath of my breath. You can open your eyes now. Beautiful, right? Yeah. That poem was written by Juliette Marelier. I learned of it for the first time when it was texted to me one morning by the man in my life, along with the words, "That is how I feel about you."
Great poem, fantastic partner from the sound of things, but underscoring it all is the subtle introduction into Laura's world of "it is all about me." TEDx events are often characterized by conversations around different topics, by different speakers, all with the sole aim of leaving the listeners with lessons that should better them as individuals. Laura's was a huge deviation from that norm.
I'd go on to own a number of businesses, write several books, create an award-winning children's television series, launch a celebrity blog, become a licensed foster parent, and raise now 5 kids to be surgeons, scientists, actors, and athletes. And I travel the world. And what's interesting is throughout all this crazy and busy, never once did I lack for suitors. Not once. These men would commonly say to me, "You're different. You're different." And I'd respond back to them in my head, of course.
She spoke for about 11 minutes in her session, and cumulatively, she did not spend up to 2 minutes giving any meaningful lesson to her audience. It felt like she had found her time to shine without a care in the world about what those right in front of her thought. Laura's story already gives the undertone of a narcissist. What made it worse was the way she carried herself. You could see it in her eyes that she was performing, not teaching. Every sentence felt like it was crafted to impress, not to connect with the actual people seated in the room. The way she tells the story, it sounds like an awakening. She lost her husband at 35, realized just how short life could be, and decided to start living voraciously. What she failed to add was that she decided to start living for herself. With kids in her life, yes, but for herself all the same. If there was an aim to listing out all her achievements, maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't have put her out there as a narcissist. But that's the problem. Her entire session could have ended just fine without any of the information she decided to spill.
As I opened my nook up to read, I became distracted by 2 women seated at the bar having a very excited conversation. One was telling the other about an extremely bad date she had had recently. And the question became whether or not she should see this man again, despite how horrendously he had treated her. Now, frankly, I knew the answer to that, and I wasn't even on the date, okay? But she didn't, which was really, really concerning. So as I continued to eavesdrop, 3 things happened. My ears began to bleed at what I was hearing. My eyes rolled to the back of my head, and I laughed out loud. None of it nice, I know. It was unintentional, and at least I'm honest about it.
If we're assuming that, just as she said, this pub was somewhere outside her hotel, it means that besides her, there were other people present. And definitely someone else overheard the conversation the 2 women were having. Now, the difference between Doormat Mom and that other person is self-control. We all overhear conversations every now and then. Nobody's going to call you out for that. However, reacting so obviously to a conversation that you are not a part of tells badly on your ability as a person to keep to yourself, and really just goes to show that you need to be noticed. Also, playing off the rudeness like it was nothing, just saying "at least I'm honest about it" is not the same as taking accountability for your actions. It's not brave, it's just deflective. Honestly, without humility, it's just ego in disguise. If you're going to interrupt, react, and draw attention to yourself over something that had nothing to do with you, the least you can do is own up properly when talking about it.
Reaction caused these 2 women to turn towards me and draw me into their conversation. And what they got from me over the next hour were needed lessons. Lessons in self-respect. Lessons in valuing yourself as a human being and as a woman. Lessons in holding your standards high in dating, in life, but also in...
Of course, laugh your way into a conversation that does not concern you, then still make it all about yourself. What I would have loved to hear was how she helped the women who she talks about, not how she suddenly began to give them lessons from her treasure trove of wisdom and unending knowledge. Now hear me out, I'm not saying that Laura has a narcissistic personality disorder, but she does display traits of someone with NPD. Cleveland Clinic's outline some characteristic features of someone with NPD. And from this story alone, we can count 3. Breaking it down, it's very clear to see. A grandiose sense of self-importance and belief in superiority. You get into a conversation to help someone, and what you come out with was how you show just how wise you are, supposedly. A need for admiration. Let's face it, that is what she would expect to be the reaction of the audience, that they would be enamored by her for reaching out to help that poor lady who couldn't detach herself from her predicament. Or is it her lack of empathy? I mean, when someone is narrating an ordeal as sensitive as a bad relationship that they're finding it hard to get out of, nothing about that is meant to be funny. And it definitely shouldn't be written off with an, "at least I'm honest about it." Laura may not be a bad person, but she certainly has some bad traits that need working on, not defending. Now on to the crux of the matter, her estrangement from her daughter, which has become her entire reason for existing at this point. Laura has taken estrangement from her kid in a way that no other parent has, trying to make it look like something to embrace. What's even more concerning about the whole doormat mom move is that she's estranged from just one of her kids, her last-born daughter. If you have 3 kids who you claim have good relationships with you, why exactly are you making such a fuss about just one who's decided that she would rather live her life without you in it?
Were you a really good parent who did the best they could, and yet your child has decided to be an ungrateful little bastard as an adult?
Ungrateful little bastard? That's how she describes her own daughter. Relationships undergo strains, and that's a well-known fact, but what would make a mother call a child she has raised for years an ungrateful little bastard? Time and time again, we've seen how oversharing has cost families their peace. Now it's oversharing with the sole aim of ridiculing your own child, all in the pursuit of clout.
If that's you, join me here. Follow me on this account and actually join my Facebook group, Doormat Mom No More. There are a lot of really good parents out there who did everything that they could, and yet their kids are ungrateful little bastards. We need to connect here. We need to support each other, and we need to talk about it.
And why exactly is she trying to make her problem every other person's problem? What's with the rallying call to connect and talk about it? Not everybody lacks the decency to handle internal issues internally without crying about it to total strangers whose only aim is to goad them on to totally disassociate them from their own family. That's exactly what Laura's call is aimed at. Totally breaking whatever chance at reconciliation there is. Sadly, not everyone would see it this way. Sometimes a voice in trying times is what people need, and they would unknowingly cling to whoever seems like a helper. In her book, Doormat Mom No More, she gives a background of what went on between her and her daughter that led to her estrangement. Mind you, this is her own narration of the events. The other party has not publicly refuted or confirmed this, so it's best to take it with a pinch of salt. There's no telling just how far a narcissist is willing to go to spin the story in her favor. I just can't anymore. Those are the words that overtook me, the ones I finally accepted, following the crushing disbelief that I felt upon hearing my youngest daughter tell me that I wouldn't be attending her wedding in Australia. I wasn't invited. From her account of things, her daughter did not give her an invite to her wedding, and that was the beginning of their no-contact life as mom and daughter. She calls her daughter a digital nomad, which means that she was quite the mover. Basically, she had a daughter who, for the most part, was not even around her, but she somehow managed to get into a mess like this with her. There definitely is more to this story than Laura lets on. Nobody just tells their mom not to show up for their wedding, especially when their dad is totally out of the picture, if there's not been an already existing history of clashes between them. But according to the doormat mom herself, she's been a good parent for as long as she can remember.
Good parents fall into the situation of estrangement too. And it's not that they did anything wrong. It's the fault of their narcissistic victimhood mentality kids. And yet you're also ready to jump on the bandwagon of the child and shame parents who don't deserve it. That's so incredibly wrong. The reality is, if you really understood the full story, you might just change your mind. So don't be so ready to come in for the rescue, because you might be saving the wrong person.
It's always about good parents this, good parents that. The way she talks about the topic of being estranged, you would think that parents could literally do no harm, when in the real sense of things, many parents have done pretty terrible damage to their kids. In her book, the account of her interaction with her daughter is less of that and more of an opportunity to buttress her constant yapping about how she's a good parent. She does not miss any opportunity to toot her own horn. Here it's about how she's a competent seamstress and a loving mother, like she deserves an award for being what every mother is expected to be towards her own child. Then comes the guilt tripping. It comes from a woman who was forced to bury her best friend and husband at age 35, leaving me to raise a slew of kids on my own. At the center of all my concern and efforts were my 4 young children. I refused to allow my family to become another tragic statistic, beyond the one we already were at the loss of their father. This is not someone who is trying to be honest about what went on between herself and her daughter. This is more of a careful setup, portraying her as the mother that was left heartbroken even after offering her life on the altar of service to her kids. She doesn't stop there. It did include, however, working tirelessly to parent and provide. I spent hours balancing keeping the lights on against becoming an absentee parent. At a certain point, onlookers would tell me that I had conquered being supermom. All these high praises she directed her way came in at the point where she should have been giving more depth to her relationship with her daughter and what could have been the possible cause of their current relationship status. In a video she posted advising other parents to let go of their estranged kids, she emphasizes this mindset where their parent is never the one in the wrong.
Moms, you have to stop apologizing to your estranged kids.
How is this even sensible advice in any world? This is a clear disregard for whatever may have caused the need for a no-contact enforcement. As much as kids can be wrong, parents as well can be very wrong. It's weird that any adult would advise their fellow adults not to apologize, more so to a child with whom a good relationship is slipping away really fast.
You do. Here's the deal. Just because their experience in the story of your lives together, they term horrible, doesn't invalidate your experience in your lives together.
Let me rephrase what she's actually saying. Whatever view your kids have of your lives together is as good as nonsense. Believe only in what you think or perceive to be the true state of things. Not only is she narcissistic, she's also trying to breed an army of narcissists. Only this time it's parents who'd rather be all about themselves than take any thought what their kids think.
And if the only way that you can have a relationship with these kids is by acknowledging that their experience is the only one in the room, let them go. Because you still have an experience to live. They'll find the truth in time. Just let them go.
In another video, she still insists on disregarding whatever the kids have to say.
Have you hit the point yet where you just simply don't care about their why anymore? Their why. Doesn't mean you don't care about them. It just means you're tired of caring about their why. You already know that you've done everything in your power to help them solve their why, or even make amends for their why. But the why just keeps coming back and slapping you in the face. You're not alone. Many of us here know that point.
Not caring about their why anymore is crazy. Remember the traits of someone with narcissistic personality disorder. Now we have entitlement and lack of empathy both playing out. which is weird because in another video, she found some very baseless defense for acting the way she's doing.
The moment you overstep the boundaries of a highly empathetic person, an empath, would be the same moment you begin to lose their empathy and begin to be met with their vigilance instead. You see, a highly empathetic person would give you the benefit of the doubt until they could no more, and they would be willing to go above and beyond to whatever they feel that they need to empathize or interact with. However, this is where toxic people, or people that cannot respect boundaries, get confused. They will take this empathy for granted. They will think it's a vulnerability, it's a weakness, because they cannot comprehend it. So they'll try to exploit it as much as they possibly can. But what they don't realize is, once a highly empathetic person begins to understand that their empathy is serving no purpose, or the person that they're trying to empathize with is taking advantage of them, then their vigilance would be triggered, and what was once empathy is now high alert.
She would have us all believe that, contrary to what all her own videos say about her, she's an overly empathetic person, not a narcissist. Quite manipulative, if you ask me. One thing's for sure, Laura does not know how to hold herself accountable for her bad decisions and actions. Someone else needs to take the blame when she's out of line. In this case, her daughter is the fall guy.
They only get angry because the truth you speak contradicts the lie they live.
Again, she's the only truthful one in all of this. Her daughter is living the lie and has refused to come to the light. The irony in all this is that her daughter has not started a TikTok account just like her loving mom to talk down on her and rally support for herself at the detriment of her mom's public reputation. Ideally, tantrums of this magnitude would be expected to come from the child, right? Well, it's quite obvious who the adult child is in all of this. One other troubling thing about Laura is how she keeps referring to adults as adult children.
Good parents get to be themselves in life, and they don't need to validate their ungrateful adult children's experience. It is perfectly okay to offer your ungrateful adult children a proving ground. Some ungrateful adult children who have chosen estrangement away from their parents and their families simply can't reconcile, even when they want to.
Even if we're to put all the very sick things she says aside for a bit, we can't ignore how consistent she is with calling adults children. And that's very likely one of the biggest issues with just how she thinks about all this. Children generally have less understanding of things and place feelings over reality. And that is exactly what Laura ceaselessly accuses her daughter of doing. She's failed to come to terms with the fact that her daughter is no longer a child, but an actual adult. I mean, she has her own husband now. Unlike when everything could easily have been labeled as tantrums, when she was a child, right now conversations need to be had when concerns are raised. But it's clear that taking accountability is a concept that is quite alien to Laura. A simple "I am sorry" or "I hear you" could very likely have remedied the situation, but she doesn't believe that parents have any reason to apologize to their kids, because according to her, they're good parents, and the kids are the ones who need to check themselves.
The peace you feel without their presence in your life is worth being a villain in their story. Don't you worry, you just let them talk. Let them try to team up to go against you. It don't matter. It brought you peace. Don't you worry about it. Because I guarantee you, they're going to try to go get a whole team to team up against you. They're going to try to get friends to not like you. At the end of the day, you block them all. And you might can leave one or two so they can go back to headquarters so they can tell everybody what's going on. But majority of the time, I'll block them all. One band, one sound.
She's literally the one looking for a team to validate her baseless feelings, but she's somehow using this against her daughter. Narcissism must really have a thinking inhibiting effect on its victims, because how do you call yourself so blatantly in an attempt to shame someone else? She also talks down on self-introspection on the part of her parents.
If you're ruminating over not being able to make sense of what has happened between you and your ungrateful adult child, take that as a good sign. It means you haven't been brainwashed by the same society that's gotten to them and taught them that how they're treating you is okay.
In relationships, you should, as she calls it, ruminate on things, especially when there's a breakdown in the relationship. It's just common sense. It's a no-brainer to make that even more applicable in a relationship as important as a family relationship. Parents are not barred from having conversations with themselves to figure out what went wrong. The time spent retelling this story to make the child appear like the villain should be spent seeking a second option, because we don't always have all the answers and we can't see the full picture when we're too close to the board.
Parents, stop trying to help and heal your ungrateful adult kids when they don't want to do so for themselves. You're only weakening them and delaying their growth, and you're weakening yourself, delaying your own growth, and sending yourself into fits of exhaustion. You were never meant to carry their burdens. Know when to stop doing that. And that's in adulthood.
Laura has a lot of these videos where she shares very weird takes on things. In this video, she implies that her kids owe their parents for any good done.
If you're still paying your adult son's phone bill and he's not paying you back, and on top of it, he goes estranged, stop paying his phone bill. He is completely ungrateful, and you shouldn't have been paying it all along. Shame on him.
What do you mean, and they're not paying you back? A relationship between parent and child is definitely not meant to be transactional. It's not a scratch my back and I scratch yours kind of relationship. How do you even nurse the thought of having a child when you're not ready to love unconditionally and hope that even when things go south, things will still get better at the end of the day? Why even bother having kids in the first place if it's so easy to do away with them? Many parents pay bills for their kids regardless of their age, and it has not driven any of them into estrangement. Some users commented on this exact thought. I pay my 3 adult kids' cell bills, all on the same account, and I love it. One small thing I can do for them. We all pay our grown children's phone bills to make it easier for them. I pay all my grown kids' phone bills. I do it because they no longer need my help. They are married with homes. It makes me feel good to at least do something. There you have it. Actual parents thinking and acting like parents do, not looking for more reasons to be out of their kids' lives. From the looks of things, Laura is totally fine being unable to contact her daughter. She's also quite against talking about it as long as it has anything to do with reconciliation.
No, you don't need to explain yourself to others who insist that you need to reconcile with your estranged adult children simply to make themselves feel better. You know your story the best, and they need to respect that or tell them to pop off.
With Laura, it's just an onslaught of terrible, terrible hot takes that seem to have been passed through no proper thinking process. One of her most controversial ones yet is her advice to estranged grandparents to still show up at the events their grandkids participate in. How exactly do you tell your grandkids that you're there for them and support them when they can clearly see that you have a terrible relationship with their own parents? That's just going to start up more trouble. You stand the risk of getting a restraining order filed against you for doing something that reckless. Laura continues to show that she is in dire need of a class in respecting boundaries, but she's the one telling people that they need to be educated. She's called out for violating the boundaries of her loved ones, and she replies with, "Who said that? Sitting in the back of the room and watching violates no boundaries? Boy, you guys make huge leaps in your comments. I suggest if you're going to do that, educate yourself." Such boldness to respond like she's the one that needs an education in that regard. Her account is filled with many more videos that leave you wondering if everything is all right with her. It started to look like a desperate plea for attention. She overshares and gives out very unnecessary information for no reason at all.
I decided not to hang up one of my adult child's stockings this year. Yeah, I still did them. And I decided not to hang hers up, not because I'm mourning the adult child whose behavior resulted in our estrangement. I'm mourning the adult child who I thought she was. And it's just too hard. No. You don't need to pay for your adult child's health insurance. If she's on your plan and she's decided to go estranged, and especially if she has her own job and gets health insurance through there, you have every right to take her off. You're not going to hand her a gift as she's kicking you out the door. My Lord, don't worry about what the impact will be on whether or not you eventually reconcile, because I promise you, she isn't.
Her takes on relationships with an estranged child come off as hatred, not setting boundaries. For a child you claim to have raised out of love, there should be no reason to even think about taking that person off your health insurance plan, especially if it's something you can do for them. Every good thing becomes a tool to be weaponized in driving home a point that should not even be driven in the first place. And the one time someone asked her to share the full story of what went down between her and her daughter, she turned it into a PR session for her book.
Well, you keyboard warriors are working overtime now, aren't you? This comment here, though, this I respect. Because she's right, I haven't shared my story. And I haven't because I had to get through a very painful moment in it before I felt ready to do so. And I did that last weekend. So now I'm ready to share. But as a writer, my most effective means of communication is by writing. So I put my story here. If you legitimately want to know my story and why I began Doormat Mom No More TikTok and Doormat Mom No More Facebook group, read it. I welcome you to read it. And you'll understand why these comments that these keyboard warriors are leaving, they don't faze me. For everyone else who chooses just to troll for the sake of trolling, thank you. Thank you for legitimizing what I'm doing here. And, by the way, I'm not a boomer. I'm Gen X.
For someone who somehow has the time to post videos and even engage in book review sessions, that was the lamest excuse to give. Even if she decided to share this story in bits, people wouldn't mind. To her, it's just an opportunity to sell her book to more people. Laura is clearly not interested in having a working relationship with her daughter. She's fine just riding on the wave that she's stirred up for herself. More attention is given to raking in the cash than fixing what is broken in the home. For those of us who have not and will not read her book, we're in luck. Some reviewers have done us the favor of calling her out on some very interesting things she wrote in the book. First off, she dedicates her book to her daughter, the same daughter she's estranged from. Laura's victim mentality and blame game are on a very serious high. In the book, she writes, "To my youngest daughter, for causing me to unexpectedly stumble across some really good parents who needed me just as much as I needed them." As is typical with Laura, she had to find a small space to still make it about herself by saying that they needed her. The last part of her needing them too is just a cover to not look so full of herself. But at this point, it's easy to see right through that veil. One reviewer left a very expository summary of her book on Amazon. Doormat Mom No More promises empowerment, but instead delivers a toxic, condescending guide that insults its readers while promoting a selfish, disconnected approach to parenting and life. Rather than offering practical advice, the book is a thinly veiled manifesto of resentment, rife with outdated stereotypes and questionable, tough love strategies that do more harm than good. It doesn't empower readers to make healthier choices. It encourages them to adopt an unbalanced, entitled perspective that prioritizes their own convenience over meaningful relationships. Honestly, this is exactly all we've seen from her TikTok videos. From the hot takes she has to the very terrible advice she gives her followers and her poor and unfounded defenses, there has never been any form of balance in the equation. Her views constantly reek of a sense of entitlement that nobody should have.
When you stop betraying yourself in order to be part of your adult child's life is when you start living your life and stop living theirs.
She never gives room for the child who chose estrangement to be right, like that's an actual impossibility for her. Even when it looks like she's about to acknowledge the hurt of the other person, she yet again switches to entitlement and defense mode, making invalid whatever show of empathy she tried to pull off, just like in this video.
So for all the estranged adult kids who continue to push that you were the children in the room at the time, that's absolutely true. But then you also need to acknowledge that as children, you had limited understanding, a lack of discernment, and a vulnerability to outside influences that you had no idea was playing a part in creating your childhood. So maybe your feelings are right, but they may not be accurate.
The reviewer also had more to say about the book in the same light. The author refuses to even entertain the possibility that a parent might bear some responsibility for a fractured relationship. Instead, they lean into the idea that the parent is always the victim, absolving readers of the need to reflect on their own actions. This kind of thinking is not only dishonest, but also toxic, as it prevents real growth or healing. Relationships are two-way streets, and repairing them requires humility, accountability, and self-awareness, none of which this book encourages. Another reviewer noted something she wrote in the book. Just because kids have been educated on types of abuse doesn't mean they're capable of identifying it in their parents, especially considering the mental health of kids today is the worst it's been in 2 decades. To say that kids will not be able to spot abusive trends in their parents is wild. So kids can be taught to put a check on abusive people but not their parents? Most people find it easier to spot when they're being mistreated than to recognize when they're the one doing the damage. But knowing the terms doesn't mean you understand the impact. A huge part of why kids struggle mentally today is because they're raised by parents who won't admit the harm they cause. If you want to do better, start by listening. Really listening. You don't get to quit on your children, but you also don't get to control them when they choose freedom. Blood doesn't give you the right to their lives. Your adult children owe you nothing. And when it comes to what's best for them, their judgment is not only valid, it's probably more accurate than yours. Laura would gladly do anything but take responsibility for her actions, though.
There's a difference between accountability and coercive control. The first makes you a good parent. The second places you at the center of emotional manipulation. Know the difference when dealing with your adult kids, even if they don't, or simply don't want you to. Society has taught our adult kids from about the teenagers on that we should earn their respect. Let me say that again. We, good parents, should earn their respect. And the ungrateful ones in the bunch bought a hook, line, and sinker. Instead of, they should earn our respect. See, they expect respect to come as easily as unconditional love does, but they're two different things. So if you want parents' respect, it's simple. Earn it.
Respect is earned both ways, and to think that your child who's grown into an adult has no right to demand that respect be earned is really absurd. The fact that she feels her child has no respect for her speaks volumes of just how bad a parent she must have been to her. Over time, kids see the labors of their parents and the efforts they put in to make them better, and that's all they need to respect their parents. It's both the little and the great things. Not being respected by your own child should make anyone have a self-evaluation to try and figure out what went wrong along the line. If her claim of being close to her other kids is true, well, it means there was something totally different about her handling of this particular child of hers, and it's high time she gave herself common sense and just did a self-evaluation. Laura also does not fail to use the religion card. God never catches a break with these religious narcissists, like he doesn't have enough to worry about. God sees the hearts of all good parents as he is, in fact, the Supreme Father. If he wants a reconciliation between you and your adult child, you will have it. If not, trust that he has his reasons. One thing's obvious, doormat mom does not care so much for a reconciliation. I mean, if you want to change, actually put in the work. Don't make it look like God has to wave a magic wand to get you two talking. Technology can do that for you just fine. Pick up the phone. Send a text that you would love to have a conversation. Fix a time and have an honest conversation where you accept your own faults and make peace with your daughter. See how easy that is? Just leave God out of it. The icing on this very terrible story is that Laura released her book on the week of her daughter's wedding. In her words, I chose to release this book the week of her wedding in Australia. Oddly, the collision of these two events somehow made sense to me and brought me comfort. Time and again, she's proven that in the relationship between adult and child, she's the child. The more mature response of being mute on social media has come from her daughter. Quite the irony. She even sent a message taking back her blessing for the wedding. This whole story just feels like one where a sore loser doesn't know how to take a loss and has decided to throw tantrums. Only this time, the sore loser caused her own loss, has refused to own up to her mistakes and be better, and has decided to publicly expose herself for who she truly is, a narcissistic, entitled mother who urgently needs to seek help from a therapist. There definitely is a chance at redemption for her. But first, she must put down her writing pen, take down her social media accounts, or repurpose them, and take some personal time to focus on what truly matters, her own family.